What's up, people? I don't know what that was. It was about to be Mario, and I was
Squishy, 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 squish, squish, squishy, squishy, squish, squish. I wrote that song just now.
That the one where you said squishy squish?
I said hello squishies and some stuff first.
And then squishy squish.
And then I sang squishy, 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 squish, squish, squishy, 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 squish, squish.
Guys, I'm so excited for next week when we get to be forced to like Bunny.
I'm not excited about that. I don't want to
like Bunny.
No.
You're gonna be made to like Bunny.
See you later, Roxanne.
Mama sounds so cool. Yeah, we have high quality mics now. I bought us new microphones.
These are the microphones, and I'm talking into the microphone.
Yeah, it's I decided we needed professional quality stuff because otherwise the channel's gonna hit a ceiling. So I have blown money on audio processors or audio adapters and microphones for us. So now we have audio. That's not what the audio was like last night. Haberfax, I worked so hard this morning to make the audio work. It was so difficult. Streamlabs was fighting me at every turn. It's why I did a couple streams with the new mic before this, so that I could get the kinks out, and boy howdy were there some.
All right, so I'm going to tell you a bunch of things.
What's the first things you're telling me?
Are you ready to just kind of like hang out with me and be a person who hangs out?
That's that's what we do, yeah.
So that's what we're doing here?
Yep.
Is that the whole thing?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. Number 2, did you hear what I said before my computer was like, hey, why don't I turn off?
No.
Dr. Jack has read going down the list. Did you hear why, though? Dr. Jack is reading all of the books that were, hey, Lulu, all of the manga that were on our list of things that we're going to potentially read, so that he can moderate and know what things are giveaways. And
so that he can be like a spoiler guard for everything, like a fucking crazy person going out of his way to make sure he's read everything, all of the manga. It's insane. It's incredible. I'm grateful, and it's crazy.
It's what we call in the business wild. Okay, Lulu thinks we sound crap.
What?
Lulu thinks we sound like crap, and everybody has been talking about how good we sound.
Everybody else says it sounds crisp and clear. I think some people get used to what our voice sound like with the like filter of bad mics, and now don't like it.
Lulu says that I sound echoey.
You're a little echoey. I don't know if you can turn that down. I don't know if there's an echo button. We'll have to work with your audio. It does sound a bit echoey. It's a bit echoey.
Hey, maybe it's because I have the speaker out loud just being out loud.
I don't think that would do it, because like that's not going to do it. I don't know why you sound echoey.
Is it because you know what it is? I figured it out.
You're too loud. I came up with it. I don't know what it is, but when I ask you to do test speaking and like talk as though we're on stream, you talk so much quieter than you will on stream. Then I adjust the volumes and you get so loud.
For God's sake, Drawk, I have a performance voice and I have a talking to you voice.
Do the performance voice when I ask you to. Every stream, people are like, Mama's way louder than you, because before stream, I ask you to do an audio test, and then you don't do your performer voice.
I'm a performer. I can't give you my performance voice. Why? I made you. That would be weird.
It does make it sound like you're a deity speaking from beyond. I don't know how to get the echo down.
Okay, could it be on my side?
It probably is, but we can't. Look, I'm gonna have to. It didn't sound echoey when we did the test on Audacity, so I have no idea what to do. We did not watch the fan letter. I have no idea. Everyone's hyping about it. I don't know what it is.
You know what's kind of great about me sounding like this, though, is I know why it's this way. It's because I'm epic, and so everything I say is echoes like.
We do need to fix this. We can't fix this now. Hey, everybody, Mama's gonna be echoey today.
Well, why don't I turn down my, what's it called?
I don't know what you mean by what's it called.
Am I normaler? Does this sound normaler?
You are a bit normaler. Maybe you just turned your gain up too high, but now I need to raise your volume, but that's fine. So now I'm going to raise your volume back up and we're all good. You're a bit less echoey.
Okay. Tell me if I need to turn my echoiness down again.
Maybe a tiny bit?
Okay, try now. Am I very normal now?
You're pretty normal, but you're a little bit quieter, so I'm going to boost your volume. Try talking.
Okay, this is me. I am what you call...
Fuck yeah, dude, it's fixed. We did it. Yeah.
Legendary, yeah.
Whatever button you pressed was the fix button. I don't know what that means, but you'd fixed it.
Stunning. I feel really good about that.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to tell you on the stuff behind the scenes.
Oh, you're clear as
number
fuck,
one.
Ooh, that's clear.
If you were a person who has ever seen one of those things from Roll Life or other things where you build little bookshops and cafes and stuff, I've decided to get into that in my off time because I have so much off time.
Yeah.
But because I built one, I feel like I'm a legend at it now. So I'm going totally off script and making my own wallpaper and all sorts of stuff and all my own art.
Okay.
I don't want to brag, but I feel one is enough to know what you're doing. And then last but leastly, we're going to get back into Witch Hat Atelier, but
we've had delays in our life. Things have been busy.
Well, Drawk's dad, the person that I call my husband, got a brand new job. He is working at a whole new place. And that place that he's working at is in my school now. He is now my principal. That's new and awesome.
Hey, but it looks like if the vote counting doesn't have a radical shift out of nowhere, you aren't going to have the government in place that's going to turn him into your enemy on purpose.
Oh, God. I was so nervous about that.
Okay, just as a tiny peek behind the curtains for where we live, British Columbia, there was an election going on between a new party. We didn't used to have a provincial conservative party. It's a new party. The provincial liberals have folded, and the NDP, who are former socialists, now progressives, Democrats, basically. And the election, why this is very important for them as teachers and principal, is whenever the liberals were in power before, and the conservative party is largely made up of the most conservative members of the former liberal party, they've gone out of their way to put a divide between teachers and principals. They raise the wages of principals while keeping the wages of teachers stagnant, and would give orders for the principals to make them enforce rules that are bad for education and bad for teachers. So things are less chill in the household when the liberals are in charge. And in theory, the conservatives will be what the liberals were, but worse. For at least. To not talk about any other politics, for the quality of life for teachers, they would have been much, much worse.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it's weird because ours is the biggest school in the district. It is rather wild to have your dad be my principal, but he's a good principal. And we have two principals at our school now because this new school is so huge. They've actually just upped it, and we have two principals and one vice.
But the upside is the votes are going the way we want right now. And unless there's a huge upset, the party that is less bad for education will probably win. Hopefully.
Okay, so having said that, that means that I'm ready to get back into Witch Hat Ateliering.
Witch Hat? I haven't read any of it yet because I need you to get to the point that you tell me that I'm supposed to read it. Thank you for subscribing, Laurel.
We had a lot of things. We have a lot of things not going on anymore, so I can get back at her. So what was the chapter for our Witch Hat Atelier? Witch Hat Atelier, chapter 18 to 29, October 24th. Yeah, that'll work in the chat so that we can get through. Thank you for subscribing, Omar. Woo! Okay, am I still not echoey?
You're a little bit more echoey again. Did you hit the button again? Did you hit the knob?
I ain't touched shit. Just a minute.
Just a minute. Okay, we're going to adjust the echo button. You're less echoey. Yeah.
Okay.
Now you're good. Which hat, that hat, this hat, or that hat. Okay, do we want to do the thing we've done a couple times where we read the last chapter because it reframes everything? I feel like it does. I think we want to read the last chapter first, right? To bring us into the convo. Wait,
the last chapter of the whole chapter?
Yeah, the last chapter of this section, 187.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to give our editor a direction here. Okay, editor, don't include us reading the whole chapter. Only include either one emotional beat and the very ending, or just the very ending. Don't include this part. For the editor in the future, we just want to include like the button of having read it and that we're going to read it. So we're going to read the last chapter together. We are going to re-experience it because I've really liked how it reframes our perception of this section. Like I really enjoyed it for the spring section and I want to do it again.
You know what I think is really nice about it too is that then we kind of get to share something that's really cool with the people who really enjoy it.
Look, my volume's as loud as it can get. I don't know what it is. Before we keep going, you can vouch. I'm a loud person, right?
You're loud as hell.
Every time I try to be on mic, no matter what, I come through as quiet and I can't understand it. I am projecting so hard right now. All of my neighbors can probably hear me. My voice penetrates. It rips through walls. I shouldn't be as loud as quiet as I am. I can't fucking understand it. Every single time I have done anything. Better.
You are so goddamn loud on my side.
At least that's something. I don't know what it is. I am always so quiet on mic.
If it makes you feel even better, your sister nonstop talks about how you're the only one who wakes up the babies.
Oh my God. I don't know what it is. I'm so loud and I'm always quiet on mic, no matter what I do. All right. Let's read this chapter together.
How do you want to do it? The way we've been doing it?
Yeah. I'll take the first page because you gave me the first real page last time. So
wait, we're 187, right? Because I'm on
187.
Because I'm on 189.
Don't do this. Stop. That's not breaking orders. Okay. It's been a month and a half since we left Earth. We finally made it. Considering the impact this could have on Earth, that leaves us only 5 minutes. Turning the sun off for 5 minutes is so fucking cool. To find the info we need to save Andy.
Aww. Let Operation Undead Contact begin. Mr. Engine, on it. Unburn.
This dude got to... How many people got to do something as cool with their power as turn off the sun?
Yes, exactly.
That's fucking
rad. What was the thing? Sounds good. Same as usual. Pretty loud. Every time, mama. All right. We've cleared the flames. The suits will manage the heat. Jen, start up the heat's ability. All members, remember your cooling systems. The sunspot is located around here. Hurry and search. The suits won't last more than 5 minutes themselves. There's still so much heat, even after extinguishing the flames with Unburn. And Andy survived in a place like this for hundreds of millions of years. Here he is, everyone. He's over here. Roger.
And now we get our crispy boy, one Kentucky fried boy.
So, he looks so sad.
So that's Andy. Is he still alive in that state? More importantly, he's pumping out a lot of heat himself. Our suits won't last 3 minutes near him. Fuuko! Hug. Aw. You dumbass! What are you doing? I just said the suit won't last. No pulse. His surface temperature.
Thank you, Andy. Gina, get the equipment. Because you kept the 10 rules in check. Right. I was able to meet everyone and make it here. Damn it. His auditory and optic organs are fried too. No brainwave activity either. Fuuko, even if he is undead, these readings clearly show Andy is undead. He definitely won't die. But his regeneration isn't kicking in. The you from the previous loop said something about that. What? Undead regeneration is slower with wounds that inflame the body's surface, such as burns, which is why I'm going to blow that portion away.
Fucking love this girl. Just shoots him in the goddamn head. What? You could have at least shown a little hesitation. Don't worry, this is the second time I've shot him in the head. See what? You installed bone conducting features in these suits, right?
I don't understand.
What don't you understand?
Oh, it turned itself off so I couldn't see you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they can handle that, but what do you intend to do? Andy, prioritize your hearing and regenerate. Yeek! I'm using vibration to relay the message directly. This sure is nostalgic. Reminds me of back then. I'm sorry for always being so reckless, but these are all things that I learned from you, Andy. Oh, he's doing a little smile. Fuuko, we've got 2 minutes. Hey, can we just say that Change's design is cool as fuck?
I would agree. Knock off the lovey-dovey crap. You're on top of someone else's house. I've changed my mind. You're dying right here. What the hell? The suits are deforming. Oh God, the air. It's her rules, power. Oh, this is bad. Everyone, grab a hold of Gina. Gina!
Unchain. It's a little girl, so unchange. The change stopped. I see. So you're my vessel, are you? In that case, let me change you into a more attractive woman. Okay, I mean, it's like a 14, 15-year-old girl. How old is she? Oh, no, she's like 18. I was like, I don't know. Weird. It feels weird, lady. Andy is standing up. All their suits are paused in their changing. Next page.
Crazy that Andy is standing, though, and we don't even talk about it. He just stands.
Yep.
Parts bullet. Soul boost. Fingers.
Cow.
It's your turn.
So all of the 5 parts bullets fucking flying off of the surface of the sun. Hey, are we just gonna say that because sun is a god in this world that gravity doesn't work the same on the sun, and that's why they're not crushed to death and why it's not made of plasma and it just turned into a rock when the flames are like, there's a lot of weird shit with this, you know?
You just gotta say things. You just gotta be like, yep. Things.
It's just like we took physics and science seriously when we needed to adjust for the weight of extra people on a rocket. But like,
yes. I also had a moment where I was like, so there was this, I would be just okay with it. But do you remember when we like really cared about the weight on the rocket?
Yeah, we really cared about science earlier when it came to space stuff. So it just works coolness over physics. I mean, here's the idea. Here's how it works. Engine is an idiot and doesn't know how the sun works, so he thinks it would work this way. And they've intentionally made sure to lie to him about the sun. And they're like, hey, the sun is a really light ball of rock and it's on fire. And if you turn off the fire, it'll turn into rock. And Engine was like, that makes sense. They just lied to Engine about how the sun works a lot.
For that's how we'll do it.
Yeah, no, I know Engine turned it off, but like, even if the sun's turned off, the gravity should be like, they should be squished, they should be puddles. However, I do like the idea that Engine not understanding how the sun works makes this possible.
It's brought to you by ignorance.
What? He didn't aim for me, but for the Earth instead. We're retreating, Roger. Like hell, you're getting away. Oh man, Andy looks fucking terrifying here. Why did his hair not burn if his skin... whatever. A soul chain? Lousy vessel of death. He can make a chain out of his soul now? That's fucking wild. How long do you plan on staying there? If you're a so-called human, then follow my damn rule. You sicken me. And then they're saying something about unburn is wearing off. Yeah, that's what they say in the tiny panel. Okay.
Was that one of those super... 10 superior rules? Yes. The one that sat in the 3rd seat. The 3rd already? Okay, so what now? She got in the way and we ended up with 0 information. What are you talking about? We did get info. It was perfect. Miss Ichiko, 5 of Andy's soul bullets are heading your way. You should be able to track them. You need to estimate where they'll land. I'm sure that info will lead us to the greatest and most vital teammates that we will need right now.
Okay, so let's take a look at these, right? Let's take a look at these.
So Juiz.
Is Juiz the girl with the scarf?
I think Juiz is the one with the hat, but I could be wrong. It could be Scarf Chick.
Hat Chick would make sense. So we Top and Bunny are obvious, right?
Yes. I can't believe we have to meet Top.
Who's the girl with the scarf? I don't remember that outfit. I don't remember that look. Oh, Tatiana is Hat Girl. Is that what we're saying?
Tatiana is Tatiana Hat Girl, or is that Juice? Okay. I thought it was Juice. Anyways, here's my opinion.
Scarf is a mystery. I understand. Okay.
My opinion on this whole thing is they are showing Agu as one of the most important members of the team.
I think it's realistically just the only people that we know who we haven't gathered yet, honestly.
I think that there's going to be more to it. I honestly do, because people are such spazzes about that stupid character.
But also, like, the whole thing about this is Fuuko's plan is built around making use of everyone she knew and everyone's powers, right? Like, all of the people from Loop 1 is what Loop 100 is what Fuuko plans on using. They're all part of what Fuuko sees as essential for them to win. So it makes sense. Yeah. And Unback before boiling to death as the first casualty because covered herself in something that could boil. Excuse me. It makes sense. Agu was helpful in the fight.
I'm sorry. Everyone was helpful in the fight.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Everyone was helpful in the fight, which is why everyone is necessary. And there probably are other negators that Fuuko just doesn't know about.
I just think anyone would have been helpful in the fight too. Like, saying somebody is helpful in a fight is just not enough.
Yeah, but like, it's who Fuuko knows is up, you know? It's who Fuuko knows is there, and Fuuko has built her plan for defeating Sun out of all of the people she knew and wants them all to have their memories back.
If you can hear me, know that I can't hear you.
What? Why can't you? But that's on. Okay, I need to message Mama because on my, it's showing the thing as glowy.
And
All right, audio issues, team. Audio issues. The Unback is so dumb. I don't know, guys.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
I can't hear me. It's just that my actual screen keeps turning itself off.
Well, wiggle your mic every once. You gotta change your computer settings so it doesn't go into sleep mode so fast, probably, honestly.
It never does that, so I don't know what's up.
You know, sometimes tech issues is the thing we've learned. It's a lesson on this stream. I spent so long trying to prep for tech issues today, and it feels like it worked because no one's telling me I'm cutting out like last night, which is great. A 6-year-old in a bunny costume. Wait, she's 6? Wait.
What?
Wait, Ragnarok featured a 6-year-old in a bunny costume being boiled alive by the sun? What?
That is not good, man.
What the fuck?
No, I'm not cool with that.
They boiled a 6-year-old to death in a bunny costume? No!
On the other hand, the entire planet died.
Yes, but like the entire planet dying doesn't feel dramatically sad, but there was a moment in Dragon Ball Z / Dragon Ball the manga where a character kills almost all humans in the world at once, and that wouldn't have been that brutal, except that he did show the laser blast from that dude blasting children, like, and mothers and the elderly, like, and it made it way more brutal. If you didn't show that happening, it wouldn't feel brutal. And the fact that they show a 6-year-old boiling to death is crazy.
I'm not saying it's not wild. I'm just saying, keep in mind, everyone is dead.
Yes. You're right. Agu had far more of a fighting chance than your average 6-year-old in Ragnarok.
Exactly. The rest of the 6-year-olds were like, well, at least they got something.
Yeah, he also
I had literally nothing.
Dude, the Boo arc was wild because it was like so like chill and low key and jokey a lot of the time, but then did show like an eldritch horror turn a little girl into chocolate and eat her.
Ew. No.
Yes.
No.
Can I just say that's something that I find wild about this series. People can back me up on this. Manga is full of a lot of what could be called pedo shit. That's a thing. That's a thing in manga. It sucks. It's a bad part of the medium, and it is kind of wild to me that there is a character in this who is like a naked 13-year-old girl, and it comes across way less weird and creepy than the vast majority of manga. I think that the respect this author shows for their characters lets him get away with things that in any other manga, I would be like, this is the worst shit. Like Tatiana should be an abysmal character that I hate being in the series, and instead she's great.
I'm sorry, I'm a little baffled by what you just told me.
Guys, am I wrong? Am I wrong that there's a lot of weird pedo shit in a lot of manga? Unback works this way because her understanding, because of her understanding and doesn't understand how it works. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, Tatiana would be weird in other series, but he avoids the pitfall somehow. Yeah, everyone says I'm not wrong.
About that. That's terrible.
Yes.
That is terrible news.
Look, most of the manga we recommended avoid the pedo shit. It's weirdly common.
What about in the one we're reading next or soon?
Berserk, from what I understand, is almost all about adult characters.
That's something.
There probably is some weird shit, but it's probably bad guys who do it and they get killed for it. There's a lot of series that try to come up with weird justifications. It's bad. It gets really bad.
I don't want to read anything that's pedo-y.
Yeah, we'll avoid those ones.
Are the 20 that we had in that list okay?
From the ones I'm aware of, yes.
All right. We can move on.
We can't. Look, I'm just saying it is wild that the naked 13-year-old doesn't come across as creepy in this series.
Yeah, but that's probably because she also has a whole ass thing around her.
Yeah. There's a lot that makes it work weirdly well. Okay, yeah, so Berserk has weird fucked up shit, but it's never portrayed as normal is what I was figuring. Where it's all meant to be bad and like it's seen as a bad thing when bad things happen in Berserk. Which is what I've heard from people. That like, yes, bad stuff happens, but it's always taken seriously.
I'm really unhappy about this revelation we're having.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go into, you know what I have coming today?
What's that?
I have one of the bars that attaches to the desk and then hangs my mic above me.
That's so sick. I was going to buy one of those, but honestly, this desk stand I got from Long McQuaid's is actually doing a fine job.
Is that where you got mine too?
No. Yours I got from Best Buy.
Yeah. It's heavy and stuff, but I want something that it doesn't take up all the stuff.
Yeah, the Long and McQuaid one is kind of nice because it has... Okay, we just keep going. We can just keep going. We can go with the story. So let's talk about this section of the story.
Let's go back to the beginning. We are on chapter 168.
School.
Is it 168?
Yeah, that's where we started, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Okay, I forgot about 168 because I hadn't been there a lot. But can Fuuko wear gloves and keep herself from touching people and then the luck doesn't go off?
Yeah,
so
gloves is safe.
I would just like to see more cool gloving, I've decided now.
Well,
hello, Icy Knives.
So here's what I realized is there's actually something kind of beautiful about Fuuko being able to handle this just because of gloves, which is part of Fuuko's lesson has been a person who has been hurt by letting them, like I'm talking metaphorically, what Fuuko kind of represents is someone who's been hurt by opening themselves up and loving, who has a great potential to love others, who close themselves off out of fear. And now we see Fuuko, despite that disability not having gone away at all, having confidence that she can be a safe person, being willing to do what she was afraid to do, and understanding herself better, and that understanding having given her the confidence to do what she wanted and get what she wanted out of life. That like, she isn't a fundamentally different person. The thing that made her feel like she couldn't go to school isn't gone. It's just that she feels she can handle it and is open to trying. And I think that's really beautiful.
Agree. But I think the other thing is that she's more honest with people and she has people who know who she is. So it's much easier not to cause problems if you have people working with you in a team who understand why you're keeping your hands to yourself, etc. So it's also that friendship piece and that like with there, but for the grace of friendship go I. So I think that is another thing. Okay. It wasn't 168, it's 169, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay. Because I was so excited to see our Fuuko go to school and get to relive her dream. I could not have been more happy for her. Worth the 200 years for sure. And you told me that you thought I was missing out on some of it because of what again?
Well, because you don't have a background in having read a lot of manga or watch a lot of anime. So like a lot of the little cute jokes. And my favorite one is the rooftop. I love that Fuuko thinks you can just go to the roof because every single school manga has everybody hanging out on the roof because I guess one of them did it a long time ago and everyone thought it looked cool. And everyone being like, dude, it's the roof of a school. It's locked. What are you talking about? I think is fantastic. I love that.
Love it too. Once you told me that was a thing in manga. On the other hand, I really feel like I didn't feel like I was missing out because you don't know what you're missing, but it's what it's what I talked about before, that like same thing with language or anything, that you're going to be missing things inside of like One Piece, etc. If you don't know Japanese. I'm also missing a bunch of shit because I'm not a huge manga reader, so I don't have the breadth of knowledge about things like getting up on the roofs of school. But it's really interesting having having such a, I don't know what the word is here, but curated, I guess is the best word. Such a curated look into manga because we're choosing these together. They're very, very specifically chosen.
Yeah.
I'm looking for things that aren't pedo-y, apparently.
It's a good criteria and an important one, in my opinion.
That's what we're doing here. And so I think it's pretty interesting because I have a totally different kind of view of all this because of it. But I was so excited to go to school. And I know a lot of people, when I was talking to some kids and stuff, they were like, oh yeah, like it's kind of a thing. It was an okay chapter. And I was like, it was freaking amazing.
Wait, by kids, do you mean students or do you mean like the people in the Discord?
Students.
Oh, some of your students are Undead Unluck readers. Interesting.
Yeah. And I got to find out, like, they were like, yeah, that wasn't really my favorite. And I was like, okay, but hear me out. That's because you're in school right now. But on the other hand, you get to like read a chapter where all the people are, the main characters of this are just like you. And you're kind of like the whole background of this chapter. And it's saying that your normal life and the day that you experience every day is these people's dream. And that without it and without getting to live through it normally and experience the friendship and the ups and downs and the emotional changes that school offers, that later in your life, according to the way that this is being portrayed, you would feel like you had had a loss and didn't get to be who you needed to be. Because at the same time, we're also fixing this in Fuuko, and she gets to feel like she has a little bit of normality.
Isn't there something kind of interesting, though, in that there is both the celebration of a normal life and the celebration of rejecting the normal life to give that to others? Because Chikara wanting to abandon that despite loving the normal life that he has as an option and it being given to him completely is a celebrated act of heroism. Like, so there's something cool about like a normal life being a goal worth having, but celebrating the people who put others getting that opportunity above their own opportunity to receive it.
Yes. Yeah, that is a very cool point. I think that I loved this section, and I love, for me, I love that we take one of the baddest ass fighters that there ever has been and are like, congratulations. You're at a school teaching PE.
Okay, yes. Oged, Ojide. You are absolutely right. That bit is fucking amazing when Feng is like, all right, everybody do side hops. And she's like, all right, Shen, you just got to hold back. And he does 500. And she's like, good work. No one will suspect a thing. That's so fucking funny. That's such a good bit.
Moment. I also like that they did the shuttle run because I told you that when Japanese kids come to my school, I always make them tell each other what their 50 meter is in Japan. Because in Japan, the 50 meter is such a big deal.
You gotta imagine.
And everybody knows about it.
You gotta imagine that if you are a Japanese student, you're more likely to want to do an exchange program if you know that other countries don't do that and you're bad at running. So there's a chance you're fucking digging up some shit these kids don't want to hear. They're like, oh, fucking hell, I was trying to get away from this.
Okay. Maybe. Let's just say that's a strong maybe.
I will say, you telling me that information helped me enjoy an anime more yesterday.
Oh yeah? Why?
I was watching Dandadan and realized when they were talking about two of the characters having like no stamina and being bad at running, it was also meant to be an indicator of being uncool. And then what else is cool about that is one of the main characters ends up with the curse they have that drives the plot forward because they're not able to win a race. So like there's a little bit more cultural backing to those things than cool. I would assume otherwise.
That's cool. This person up here, KP, you said that 50 meter is important in Canada, but not where we are.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit about that. We don't run 50 meters at all. Like the fitness test was its own thing, but the fitness test was so fucking hard because it was just suicides over and over again at increasing intervals that like genuinely only the best athletes, even really fit people, were dropping out like halfway through and getting a B at the fitness test. It was only like the top athletes, like not just people who were on the rugby team, but specifically like the best runners were the only ones who would do good at our fitness test. That was the one people cared about. I need to tell you
something that you don't know.
Suicides are hard as fuck, dude.
That fitness test that we did in the town that you grew up in,
that's not normal.
That's not a fitness test other people take.
No, it's hard as fuck. I'm not surprised.
That's a fitness test that they give to train Rap Attack fire rescue crew.
What the shit? It was so hard. Like, as someone with like bad feet, no, don't get me wrong, I'm in better shape than I was in high school, so I wasn't at my best then, but I was like in decent shape because of how hard gym class was, and I could only get like a little under halfway through that shit because it was so hard. Like,
of course you could. It was insane.
It was just like rapid suicide beep test. It's fucking crazy.
Yes, because it's the one that we use in you know, when you have people who go into helicopter and then they helicopter parachute rap down into the fire to put out forest fires. Yeah, that's the test that's used.
Fucking fuck, Richie. The shit.
I definitely didn't create that thing, but I did definitely have to give it to children. So.
Yeah, because it was seen as standard in our district. But
on the other hand, we had more children than anyone else go into Rap Attack.
I will also say, made it to 30 or 40 once. That's insane. I think yours must have been a different pace than ours because ours we didn't have 30. Yeah, ours someone beat by getting to 20. And if it got any faster than 20, genuinely, I don't think a human being would have been able to run that fast. Like, I think ours accelerated a lot faster than yours if you made it to 30 or 40. Maybe an Olympic sprinter,
but they wouldn't either because by that time
they'd be tired by that point. Like genuinely, I had a friend who made it to 20 and he was the only one who made it to 20. And he wasn't one of the jocks.
The whole school came out and everyone found out and stood in the gym.
Yeah. And my friend who made it to 20 and collapsed afterwards looked like Jesus, had long hair, wore no shirt most of the time, and ran barefoot the 5.5K from his house to school every single day down the highway. He is an insanely, he was an insanely talented runner. Unfortunately, he hurt his back. And he was able to make it to 20 and everyone celebrated. So I think ours accelerated faster than yours.
Yeah, everyone called that friend of yours Barefoot Jesus.
Well, yeah, Barefoot Jesus, Jesus man, the Jesus guy. Yeah, you know when small towns have like a local legend? He was one of those guys.
Yeah. It was wild. But on the other hand, it gave you all like that great opportunity to have one of those really incredible high school moments where everyone stands there and goes, "Yo, he's running the whole test," you know, that kind.
I got to feel cool because the kid who made it to like 18 all the time, who was like really, really fit, we did a wrestling program with Marwan, the Olympic gold medalist kickboxer and karate master. Our town had some weird shit going on. Don't worry about it. And I kicked his ass in wrestling. So, hey, he might have been more fit than me in almost every way, but I win combat sports, motherfuckers.
And there you go.
There you go.
And once again, the lesson is friendship.
Nah, fuck that guy. The lesson is fuck that guy.
Should we get back into the manga?
Should we get back into the manga? Yeah. You're trying to do 2-hour shows, so we should.
It's why we're here.
I'm bad at saying on topic.
Okay, here we go. And then I like how she thinks that she's going to be so normal and everyone comes in crowds around her and she's actually this kind of big deal and people really enjoy her. And she's like, oh my God, wait, do I have like people liking me and being my friend? I don't know what to do with that.
I love Fuuko having become such an impressive person that everyone's amazed with her, and Fuuko's just like,
just normal. Go away from me. Everything is fine. I like, okay, class, so your physical fitness test. First up, side jump reps. I'm sorry. Every time I look back on that and then I watch Fuuko and she's just a blur and all the other ones are like, seriously, are you freaking kidding me right now? They're all the other people in the same class. I just love it. I also like, why is Fuuko the one who, what did they say? Why is the reason Fuuko had to be the one that stopped the bus?
I think it's because Sean didn't have enough affection for Shen for the power to work. Like, didn't see him as a friend.
Okay. But they're strong. There could have been other people.
Fang. It was Fang was the other option that he didn't see as a friend. Sean didn't see him as a friend.
All right. Yeah, okay. I'll allow that.
Yeah. Like, that makes sense, right? Who likes Fang?
You.
No, I explicitly don't. We've been over this.
No, I know you don't.
Fuck that guy.
I'm screwing with you because of how much you don't like him. But so many other people do. So things are going to happen. Because people are out here being like, put some respect on his name.
People love bad characters who I shouldn't care about all the time. I'll be honest though, this is a series about coming to love everyone, so it makes sense that I would come to love him. But also, you know what? One guy can get left behind. We can leave one soldier behind.
If we're gonna leave one soldier behind, why not leave that rabbit kid?
A ghoul?
A ghoul?
Hey, hot take. Oh, I just realized my new mic might not do the ASMR thing where I lower my voice. It might not pick me up, but I'll try. Hot take.
Give it a try.
I kind of like Bunny more than Fang.
Oh, what?
Yeah, of course we care about Void. Unavoidable is cool as shit.
I don't know, man.
Void. It cuts out a bit. Nah, whatever.
I heard the whole thing. You know what?
Yeah,
I think
that's Discord.
I think your lower register voice hates Dr. Jack. I only want to say a couple of other things about the high school before we move out of school.
Yeah, well, the middle arc here, we can agree, is the most like intense one that's probably going to attract the most of our attention, right?
Okay, but can we just like remember that there was another part to doing this, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that happens in high school is that you make some pretty intense friendships because you see the people every day.
Yeah.
You have to hang out in interesting situations. You're constantly testing for things, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It creates intense friendships, and it also allows you to see the diverse abilities of the people within your friendship groups, like your friend who suddenly is just like, hold my shoes, I'm going to go out here and beat the physical fitness test.
Yeah.
So high school allows for a really, really cool relationship building arc. So by taking all of the different people who are in the relationships and putting them in here, being in union is one thing, but you're going to see each other in a very specific way. This let them bond in that deep place quicker.
Mm-hmm.
It took all of our characters to that deeper bonding. So they were still doing things like fighting along with each other, but the high school experience and being in that let them have a deeper bonding arc. And I thought that was really wise.
I think there was something cool about it. I'm excited to see if it'll have any impact on Fang or if he's just going to be pissed that he had to do this. I imagine it's going to be part of Fuuko breaking him down and making him realize there's more to life than strong.
Probably, but regardless, I think that it's going to give them that backstory and that fun richness in their friendships. Like I'm building a TV show right now with the kids in my class, and it takes place in school. And I kept saying, like, we're so lucky we're doing this at a school because it's crazy how much bonding you can shove in.
I think there's something very nice to the way that she gave Chikara what he was missing, but also, like, we only got a brief flash of the horror that he felt at, like, suddenly no one speaks the same language as him in the last loop, and he became like a pariah. And getting to actually see his friend and his friendship that he lost with that, it kind of makes the previous loop hit a bit harder. I imagine this is a series that on reread feels crazy.
Oh, I bet it does. Hey, because like this has so many secrets and so many twisties that when you know them, I bet you notice things that you're like, oh, wow.
I have to imagine, because it feels like our author comes in with a very rich understanding of all of his characters.
What's our author's name again? I forget their name every 5 minutes.
You know, it's Japanese.
My God. Why can't we keep this awesome author's name in our head? We love this author.
I can remember exactly 3 mangaka's names easily. There are 3 mangaka I can remember the names of off by heart. Togashi, Oda, and Akira Toriyama. You want me to remember more than that? I'll try.
Let's do this one. It's Tozuka.
Tozuka. Like a bazooka. Like a bazooka with a T.
I'm going to remember
Gum Tozuka. I'm trying to make a mnemonic.
Okay. That's where you went?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would it not be? Togashi's the Hunter x Hunter guy.
Oh, okay. I don't.
You'll love care. Hunter x Hunter. You'll also hate it, but you'll love it.
Obsessed with me liking Hunter x Hunter.
Because you'll love it and hate it.
I think I'll hate it.
You'll love it.
But what if I hate it?
You will.
Okay.
You did a great job playing into that bit, by the way.
That's what I'm here for.
A+ bitsmanship.
Mom is so interested in Astro Boy and Ozuma and Tezuka. Will she read Pluto? Maybe. Pluto sounds like a good idea.
I think Pluto's like a spiritual successor to Astro Boy, like picking up the same idea and the same story, but remaking it.
This person thinks Hunter x Hunter is made for me. Damn it!
Hunter x Hunter is very cool and good in a lot of ways. It is a bit too focused on We'll get into Hunter x Hunter another time.
Okay.
Okay, actually, I'm going to say one last thing about it, which is very cool, that whenever he's starting an arc, he imagines an ending where the heroes get everything they want and the villain, one where the villains get everything they want. And he always makes sure the ending is somewhere between those two, so it's harder to predict and more textured and interesting.
Fascinating choice.
Yeah, it's really cool storytelling where it never does the story end the simplest and best way.
But that's also just like negotiations. He's just basically having a negotiation with them.
Yeah, sort of. All right, let's keep going. You know, it does explain a lot.
In a good negotiation, nobody is perfectly happy.
Yeah. Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, oh, that explains so much of why Hunter x Hunter feels the way it does.
Okay. I love the little school chapter. It was great. I said why I think it's great. I don't think it's that important. The color thing was interesting, so let's just have that talk before we move on.
So I kind of was hoping that after color was killed, to represent color being gone, we would no longer get color spreads at the beginning of any chapters, and they didn't go away, and I was a bit sad because I was like, but he dead. Why he there? He dead. So yeah, that was the thing I felt.
Yeah, whereas I thought that color was trying to go in its own direction.
Oh, it was captured. I thought it was killed.
And that they captured, not killed it. And
okay,
the reason
they captured it. Never mind. I thought it was dead. Well, that explains it. The reason I thought it was dead is exclusively, like, I misread it being captured as being killed because of Fang saying he was allowed to go all out. And I figured that it was a kill quest if he was allowed to go all out.
But if he was allowed to go out, then they might have killed it? Huh. But for me, regardless, my thinking of it is that color wasn't allowed to change things anymore, even if he was killed, that it was what it was, and he wasn't allowed to make colors different, because he said in the piece something about like, oh, you love your blue skies. What if they were red? Yeah, it says color was killed.
Color was killed. Okay, there we go. I win.
So for me,
Ogoid has said something very cool, which is Fang's cloud is a reverse of the Sung Wukong cloud that you can only ride if you're Purr of Heart. And we've been seeing every time Fang rides it, his feet are sinking into it more and more, showing he's becoming a better person. I didn't notice that, and that's so cool.
That is so cool. Okay, so if color was killed, my thinking on the color being killed is that everything already has a color, and that color was going to start messing with it and screwing with people's minds and making like grass purple and skies.
Think about when autumn was when the seasons were killed, like the world was thrown out of balance, right? So it feels like the color should be gone. Like we shouldn't have that anymore. It should be dealt with.
Except for, you know, what's really interesting is like, yeah, it took away fall, but with colors, does it necessarily take away color? Because I'm just having a brain thinking, because it feels like if you killed color, that color should still exist, but there would be no rules now because color was the rule of color. It's the master rule of something. So it feels like if you get rid of the master rule of a thing, that then there should be no rhyme or reason to color anymore, and that it could do whatever the hell it wanted. And now the skies could turn red and orange and purple and pink, whereas before they were always blue because there was a rule for it.
Insects went away when Insect died. I mean, Slice didn't go away, but we were pretty sure.
Master rule. Master rules don't go away. Like they get sucked back down into the.
Yeah, but I don't think color could be, because we saw all the master rule slots filled. Like we saw them slotted in their seats, filled. We know what all the master rules were, so I think color should be gone.
There's only so many seats, right? There's 100 master rules, Red Potato is saying, but there's only so many seats around the table. It's just like above ground. Not everyone is going to get to sit. There'll be too many people for the seat.
Okay, so I thought the master rules were only the ones who had a seat at the table.
Yeah, no. Because he goes, blue skies, then allow me to make those blue skies red. So it's interesting. So I think that by killing or getting rid of color and having him be a master rule, color still exists, but he's no longer allowed to F with it.
Okay. I thought they were only a master rule if they had a spot at the table.
No, I think it's just the same as above ground, that it's the people who are vessels. So that's a really interesting thing that we found out about the vessels that we'll have to get into in a minute too. Because we don't have a lot to talk about it, and then all of a sudden there's just these vessel-y people.
Well, the vessels are we've had the word vessel before.
No, the vessels are our people.
Yeah.
But it was just weird that all of a sudden they were like, oh hey, yeah, vessels.
The conversation that we have now is the idea of my vessel, that rules are aware of, that there's an intentionality to there being negators who are the opposite of an Uma, and that they are their vessel.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, well, this explains a lot of what the shit is going on. Yeah. Okay, let's get into the next area. Hey, don't move. Let's get out of school. Do you want to graduate?
Yeah, let's graduate. Oh, we didn't. Well, never mind. We left instead with our magical friends on a cloud. That's okay. Let's go to country where there is hospital.
No, wait, I don't want to graduate yet.
Oh, okay. What are we doing instead?
I want to go to the part where we go to the table and he goes, make that 16-year skip, you bastards. Quit using the quests like a time machine. 16 years skipped. But was it wise to do that? There be maybe negators you missed by warping too far forward in time. Don't worry, there aren't, I guarantee. Because it showed that theoretically, dude should have been pissed at fuuko May 1st, 2015. And yet later on, we find out that in actuality, he's gained a little bit of love for fuuko. And fuuko has gained a little love for him, which is kind of a great big deal that he should be worried about. But the funny thing is that people want to be loved by fuuko so much that they forget then her negator abilities can come and kick their ass so hard.
Yep. By having two-way love, but also like there's something great about the Umas who start to have affection for humans being the ones who are shown affection. Spring being shown affection made Spring start to be able to feel affection.
Yeah.
There's something in there. There's something in that.
Okay, so say that sentence again.
Well, when Spring started to be said to be loved by the dude, that was when Spring became able to be more human and love humans.
Yes. Yes. Yes, there is something in there. So, yes.
The rules of the world, if they are loved, are able to love back. There's something in there. There's something in here.
And they're trying to make love a strength, and yet things get beat in here when they have love, but it's almost like the sacrificing of yourself for the greater good becomes something that's more worthy than to survive.
Oh, what? That is okay. Okay, because there is something to that where Spring wanted to die to not hurt people at the end. Yes. And because of that was able to come to love Fuuko, and Fuuko come to love Spring, because Spring's death was for other people. And sacrificing your life and happiness for others is celebrated and an act of love here, where Chikara is willing to sacrifice Chikara's happiness to help people who love Chikara and who Chikara loves.
1,000,000%. Yeah.
We got something in here. We got something in here.
I got something here. We'll cook on that later. Okay. I thought Latla was mid when maybe even less than mid, if I'm going to be honest.
I loved Latla in the last loop.
I know you did, but you have a thing for problematic.
What are we talking about?
I'm just saying that.
Excuse me. Her cute haircut.
Squishies, does Drawk have a thing for problematic women?
I'm sorry, but have you seen her cute haircut and her motorcycle?
I'm suggesting you have a thing for problematic women, is what I'm saying. And so she was quite problematic in her sister. And her sister was sweet and loving, and you were like, her sister
aren't as cute. I didn't say she sucks, but her bangs aren't as cute.
Oh yeah, we can all agree that bangs are all that matters in a person's character.
Well, I'm not saying that's all that matters, but I'm saying we do have to consider the quality of bangs.
Yeah. So anyway,
I haven't been seeing any chat because it got stuck at one point. I can see chat again. It just got stuck and I had to scroll down. I don't know why that is, but I can see you guys again.
So I think that I was like, oh, good, Latla's back. Everyone could not wait for that. Yay. And then I was like, oh, Latla's a way cooler character. And then I was like, nah, I see you. You're doing it again, Bazooka Tezuka. You're
doing it again, Mr. T.
Mr. T is such a good name.
Wait, Mr. T Zuka.
I love it. You're doing it again, Mr. Tezuka. You're rocking out a character that I really gave two shits about. I'm calling him Mr. T though, and you're making me actually care. So in the end, I kind of cared about her in the way that watching how much she loved Rip and was denied his love, and it was the same thing as Spring. The way Spring gave up the things that he loved the most in order to show love the most, and it was the same with her because she loved Rip, but was like, well, I can't because Rip is for my sister. Mm-hmm. So in this one, getting to see how she loves Rip all along, I pity the fool who hates my characters. Well done, Sam.
Honestly, true.
Honestly, so good. Was kind of amazing to get to see her on this side before she fully admits to herself how much love she has for Rip and how much she wishes she didn't, because there are rules that you do not cross, and one of them is that you can't have more than one partner. Yeah. And so you want to talk about that partner part a little bit?
I'll jump to that. First of all, polyamory W, common polyamory W. Anyways, the other thing I'll say is I noticed something interesting, and I called you to talk about this, that when the wedding day comes, you immediately know what's going to happen because people start saying, I mean, maybe I do because polyamory bias, but you start to know what's going to happen immediately because you see people saying,
unless you're dumb.
Yeah. You see people say, who is he going to choose? He has to choose one of them. He is supposed to, there is no way he can't. They're saying all this stuff. And you come to a point where you realize reading the series that it is a series about breaking rules. And because of that, every time someone says something has to be done, it will not be done. And every time someone says something, every time something says something can't be done, it will be done.
It will be done. Yeah.
And And you kind of learn that passively and you don't think about how cool that is. But when you say that out loud for the first time, it's really easy to suddenly be like shocked at how impressive that is from a writing perspective to consistently have this be a series about negating rules. And whenever something is an assumption, yeah, whenever anything is an assumption, whenever there's a you have to do it this way, this has to be the way it is, rules are made to be broken exactly, that rule, that will be broken. And that's so fucking cool to have come up consistently over and over.
I love that. I'm looking at the prefix un, because that's what this entire thing is actually about, is un. And so every time we're like, it has to be this, the author is like, un this. And you're like, are you kidding me? But Mr. T sticks to it in kind of like a giant way, because when you're saying polyamory for the win,
well, no, I said common polyamory W. That's what I said.
Common polyamory W. Yes. He means it for everything. Okay, so it is Old English used to negate a prefix. Not or opposite of comes from the Proto-Germanic un. It also means not, can be traced further to Pro-Indo-European roots, which it means negate or reverse the meaning. Yeah, so he's used all the words, right? That's what I wanted to know. And yep, sure enough, when I said the thing, what is the etymology of the word un? And the etymology is what he's using in here all the time. Negating, opposite, but everything is negate, negate, negate. And so he calls people negators because he's just using the etymology of un. And so he's kind of just looking at the entire system of living and being, and saying to himself, just because a rule is a rule doesn't mean that a rule is real or matters. Why is something a rule? And I'm here for this. Like, I'm enjoying the shit out of that idea. Unmonogamy. Incredible, actually. I'm not gonna lie to you. No, I'm sorry. We're gonna do unmonogamy? Yeah. All right.
I think the whole section, okay. I'm going to talk about something else that I thought was so fucking sick here. Throughout all of this, you had to have had it. It was made to be there. Throughout all of this, you had to have the wonder of how is the surgery going to work? Because the second unrepair activates, he can't save her anymore. So you get wondering what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And I felt as though it would be very difficult from a writing perspective. We've done a great job so far at making everyone's unique talents feel important, despite Fuuko's advantage of having lived so long.
100%.
Because Fuuko uses her powers well, but isn't the best at anything. Like, she's not as good of a martial artist as Shen or Feng, or she just is very, very good and can beat them in a fight because they don't understand her powers at first. Okay, so she's incredibly impressive. She's done a great job, but she's not the best. She's an incredibly competent scientist and engineer. She builds a lab, but she needs Nico and Ichiko and can't do it herself. She's not the best. How do you have her able to do this? And I realize there's two ways they're able to do it. The first is by having Rip cannot do surgery anymore. It's just done for him. It was his special talent. But it is fully gone. Whereas a lot of people can still interact with their talent and what they care about. He just can't at all. And Fuuko has to fill in. And the way they make it okay that this is the one thing she's just as good is he goes, how can you be this good? It took me 10 years. And she's like, guess that shows what natural aptitude does. Because it took me 100 years to get this good. It was so important for her to fulfill her promise that she had to spend literally 10 times as long to reach his level of talent so that she could deliver on a promise. And she spent over half her training time just learning how to fulfill this one promise, because he, unlike a lot of these people, there was no way that she could create a situation where he could still deliver on what he wanted to himself.
Exactly. But there's even some more incredible things in here, like how often Mr. T makes this piece so that the people who are going to get a talent in areas like Unburn, who cooks for a goddamn living. And burning is kind of a big deal for cooks. They don't like doing it. And Unrepair, they start off as the thing that is their passion and is the most important to them is the thing that they're now not going to be able to do because of this. And Fuuko found a way and said, yeah, we had him create your food. It was your recipe, your idea, your thing. and this person would cook it for us because you can't. And same thing here. Fuuko was like, well, I couldn't find anyone else to be able to do something that takes so much bloody skill. So I did it, knowing that eventually you wouldn't be able to do that anymore. And to have that level of ability to heal people disappear would be one of the greatest tragedies we could have.
Yeah. And but it makes him feel so like cool and validated and interesting and unique by having this be by far the hardest thing she did.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't devalue his skill.
Which I think it's so hard to have her replace him and still hype him up in more than Fuuko. Like this author is brilliant. That's such an accomplishment. That's such like sleight of hand of writing to be like, it's something that I talk about with Oda, that Oda manages to have fights that hype up every character at once. This dude, fights are in the way of the goal. Fights are truly only ever an obstacle to progress in this series, unless someone's talent is martial arts. Then of course fighting becomes something else. But he manages to hype up characters in all sorts of circumstances where in theory one would be lessened. And I think it takes like a lot of awareness that the author is clearly stopping and thinking, how do I write this in a way that everyone is hyped up instead of taking a back seat? Because he wants all of his characters to shine. Holy fuck. And think it plays again into Ano-un in the past, talking about the excitement of seeing their characters shine.
Yes, 100%.
Oh,
that's good.
This is brilliant.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh, I just figured out exactly.
I also figured out why I am not. My thing is not staying on anymore. Just so you know.
Oh, what's up?
It's because Twitch wasn't showing me you, so it just thought the screen was dead.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Good job, Twitch.
Yeah, you suck, Twitch. Yeah. You should feel great shame about yourself. You should feel great shame about yourself. That's all I'm saying, because all I want from you is great shame.
I'm so excited for the next section, because previously we were going to read an extra 10 chapters. I'm glad we didn't. I've been so busy. It was so nice to take it easy.
You know what else? Reading this few chapters was kind of delicious in that I really felt like I could just lean into them and I wasn't expected to have all this extra shit around me.
It felt very satisfying. It felt like a good amount. I'll also say, like,
I did read ahead a little bit. I mean,
yes, I know you always do. Except for when you're really told not to. So last time.
Oh, I'm gonna read this first. I'm sorry. Sorry. Can you remember your
pause? Bookmark.
Thank you so much. I want to read this part from earlier when we first start talking to Tatla, because I think it's important. I'm just thinking about how he's a good man after all. That jerk Rip is. I mean, despite me looking just like my sister, he didn't try to make a pass at me, right? Does that mean I'm not attractive? Kind of pisses me off. Mr. Rip giving his all for your little sister's sake did play a part. But the most important reason is because you're so kind, Miss Latla. Right? What? How's that? But if you were sure Mr. Rip took note of you and your qualities and was inspired to press forward until the end, what will happen this time around? And I think that's amazing because she told her, no, you're wrong. And this is why we're able to have the love between them later on. You're wrong. He loves you. The reason that he wanted to heal your sister wasn't just because he cares for your sister. It's because he loves you and you love your sister. And your kindness and willing to give up so much inspired him to be kind and give up so much. Mm-hmm. So don't think he's just doing this because your sister is so awesome. He's doing this because you're so awesome.
Can we just talk about how great in general it is to, in Loop 101, see all of our characters get to be who they want to be, because Fuuko stops them from experiencing the thing that was going to make them different and jaded and broken. Like, all of these people get to be the person they would choose to become.
And for good or bad, like none of them are bad, but she's not trying to make them necessarily a better version of themselves. She just wants them to be the version they wanted to be.
Yeah, everybody gets to live the life they would like, despite having to go on this world-saving adventure.
Yeah, because she realizes that the strongest people you can have, oh my God.
What's up? What's up? That's a revelation voice. What's up? What's up?
because she realizes the strongest people you have are the people who get to actualize as who they are meant to be.
Oh, holy shit. It's self-actualization.
It's self-actualization.
So it's similar to the One Piece theme we've been talking about
it absolutely
other people building each other up is more powerful than just following orders and being optimized
it's
or whatever.
100% One Piece. He's One Piecing it. And then at the same method, it becomes kind of like a quiet hidden message for queerness, a quiet hidden message for geekiness, or for whatever you are.
Dude,
it's basically
a series that is about like every rule is meant to be broken, don't follow any expectations as a necessity, is so counterculturally coded. Absolutely.
But that's the loud part. The quiet part that he's saying here is everybody is better if they get to be the person that they
no, I'm just agreeing with you. I'm saying, totally. It's every counterculture point is being enforced, and it's doing it very indirectly. I say, like, unlike One Piece, which feels very politically intentional, this feels like it is just very philosophically intentional, and those philosophies line up with political talking points a lot of people have.
It's politically quiet and philosophically loud.
Yes. And the politics it has just feel like the ones that come naturally from its philosophy rather than like being direct political observations. But there is a lot of philosophy about self-actualization here, about 100%. Defying society and expectations.
Yeah. I love that. I really love that. So I loved this part because it seemed like, okay, let me tell you why this part stood out for me. It isn't just that, oh, now they've set up a wedding we can have later. Like, who really gives a shit? If that was all there was, then meh, that's mid. But what this does is it says that Fuuko cares about the quiet part. That doesn't matter to her really if Rip and Latla have a relationship. No. Is it her business if Rip just married her sister and went off? No. But instead, what Fuuko sees is every single person should get to be the best version, and they should get to make a choice for themselves what their future relationship and love looks like. And I just want to keep that window open for them. That's all I'm doing.
Can I also just say how important it is, I think, to have the polyamory thing is so important by the fact that we are given Latla as our vessel, as our vehicle, as our protagonist, drawing us into the story the way that Shen's sister was in Shen's arc, right? Like, that's so important. And the reason that feels so important to me is that in the previous loop, we got to see Latla was giving up everything, including her love for Shen, exclusively for what was love for Rip, exclusively for what was Rip's goal. Now, Rip's goal was partially out of kindness for Latla, out of love for Latla, because it was her sister.
Yeah.
But we did see her giving up on the idea of even having what she wanted, entirely abandoning the idea of getting her love for Rip reciprocated. And why it's so important that all of this played out the way it does, because Fuuko's goal isn't for Rip to get what he wants. It's for everyone to get what they want, for everyone to get the life they dreamed of, even if they gave up on it. And Latla in this loop doesn't have to give up on what she cared about. That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, because it also reminds me of something that we said, like, Ogiad up here, is it Ogiad, was talking about how loop before up to loop 100, everyone has to suffer in order to gain powers. But in this one, it's about breaking that rule, and Fuuko makes it so everyone can still have powers without suffering. And it reminds me of something that someone was talking about, that we talked about last time a little bit, in that lots of times they'll tell you that if you want to be an amazing artist, that artists are people who are also crazy and suffer from mental illness and burnout and da-da-da-da-da. And I remember listening to this artist who said, no, that's bullshit. That's a narrative they want you to have so that they can say that to be an artist is almost not worth it because you're going to have to give up part of your sanity. And that's bullshit. You can be an artist and be perfectly happy and sane and have a balanced life, which is interesting. And I can't believe I'm saying this right now, but Eminem, he goes to the quote unquote office at 9 a.m. and he finishes at 5. It doesn't matter if he's partway through a song. He gets up and walks out. And he says, no, this is a job, and leaves. And it kind of reminds me of that in the way that Fuuko is like, I think what's really important is that mentally healthy people are people that can help others better. So all of us need to be able to remember things like love matter, things like destiny, fulfilling your goal. All of that matters. And so I want this person to cook the greatest thing and be able to bring it to their mom. I want this person to get so good. I want this person to get to fall in love with the two people they're actually already have fallen in love with. Like, it means everybody gets to live their best them. I'm really happy for Marshall Mathers finally becoming a grandfather, given that he's older than me. He took a little while. Like, I don't want to brag.
You beat him on the race, for sure.
But I beat him. I for sure beat him. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Something that I wanted to say to that point is, I think there's some studies I've seen about like who is able to do the most creatively. And one of the groups is people who have been through some like trauma or difficulty or struggle and needed to find a way out, because desperation and hard circumstances can get the best out of you. But
it's just one to make it.
The other group that tend to do the best creatively and accomplish the most in basically all fields are people who are just really supported by the people who care about them. The people who aren't told, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, who have help, who have assistance, who have love, who have people helping them be able to maintain a quality of life while giving their all to their passions. Yes, trauma and pain can cook the best out of people, but so can support and love. I think the middle ground, where you don't have the ability to pursue your passions, but also aren't having enough struggle to need an outlet, that is the place you're probably least likely to be the person who rises out. I think you end up with a lot more damage from doing it from trauma and a lot more chance of failure than if you make it out by the support of the people who love you.
I think the middle ground are people saying you can't be an artist, or you can't be this or this,
generally,
or pursue your passion, because you're not going to live the great life that you should live. So you should become all these other things whose things are more common pathways. That's the route in which you lose your creativity. But the only reason that you're great if you went through trauma is because coming out on your own and making it, you have to delete some of your art. And coming out on your own and making it means that you literally had to go through hell in a handbasket to get yourself out. So you built skills that normal people don't generally need. But those skills can also be built in a way if you are loved a ton. And this is what Fuuko has realized, that if you're a person who's loved, you have the time and energy not to worry about your mental health or battle with anxiety. Instead, you can put that shit towards doing cool things. And you have a better basis for caring about others. So she realized, if people aren't hurt the way that they have been hurt in this before, right? If instead they aren't hurt, well then, instead of just being like, I'm only here to save Latla's sister, and I still call her Latla's sister, hopefully we'll get over that. I'm only here to save Latla's sister. Instead, they're going to say, I have the emotional capacity to work for others as well now.
Yeah, they're sure, before they could single-mindedly give themselves to a task and to what they wanted, but it is all about love. That's the difference between Juice and Fuuko. That's why Fuuko can accomplish more than Juice could as the first seat, because Fuuko is doing this for loving everyone. Instead of having this one goal, this one dream, Fuuko is doing this for everybody, for loving everybody, for caring about everybody.
And she's letting other people come into that and also love everybody, because now Rip is going to be able to love more people and be less selfish, stay in the doctor state of mind where everyone deserves to be helped, instead of the I can only focus on the fact that I killed one of the people that I loved most in the world state of mind, where he no longer gives a shit about helping everyone else.
And we see him be this incredibly kind person in this world where he didn't have to go through that, where he doesn't have to make up for being a killer, where he just has a love for people around him and wants them all to benefit. And we see Layla being a kind of person that she's like, go save everyone else. I'm glad you stopped my hemorrhaging. Go help.
Yeah. And I think it's amazing that they're doing that. What a gift to give to people, where they're saying, no, because think about how many kids are not treated well by their parents and grow up thinking that you have to prove your love and earn your love every day, that the parents make them feel like the only way you should get love is if you earn that shit from me. And then this manga is like, no, sometimes if you've been hurt and injured and traumatized, yeah, that's how love can feel. But if somebody really cared about you, they'd want you not to experience that. And they would be here for you, not them. And they would want you to feel good about yourself. So it kind of undoes some myths of love, which is so good.
That's really necessary for a series where the whole concept is love, and love for your characters, love for your story, love for your fellow person, love for an average life that others might find unremarkable, but that you find joy in.
Ooh, yeah, Rave. It undoes the trauma.
Dude, this is such a crazy series. The idea of a series building up all these traumatic backstories and pain and everything, and
get rid of them.
Getting rid of them. It's making it someone's mission in life to save all of these lovable characters and
unlove.
It's also just so different to One Piece, where we got used to a series, and this is not to hate on One Piece, but we were dealing with a series where so much of the concept was making these hateable villains that Oda could so expertly create out of nowhere, that it was such a thing that we created the least favorite character part of the segment, and then realized so quickly that this series doesn't want a least favorite character. This series wants us to love everyone.
Don't have least favorite characters other than, that rabbit, because how?
They're all
good
meant to be loved.
Best. And we're supposed to love them all. So yeah.
So beautiful.
I like how everyone is like, a boo. That's amazing.
That's such a good bit.
I gotta love squishies.
Next segment, Agu's coming for you. Agu's gonna make you love her.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I love having my mind changed. I think we all remember Usopp.
Yeah, but this series does it so well. Like, do you remember how much we dunked on Unavoidable?
Oh, so much. We were like, boo, stupidest freaking person.
And I love Unavoidable now.
I love Unavoidable now.
He's fantastic.
I love them.
I think Unavoidable is a great segue into an observation I had about the next section that we're getting to.
Give the boy a treat, and then let's close this section up.
But boy snacks. As I grabbed them before. Gotta go on a boy's treat.
Oh, and you have to pet. While you're down there, you also have to pet the boy now. You've got so much to do. Since you're already there, says, who was it? Odd user. You might as well pet the boy. I see you, odd user. You care about the boy. Bum, bum,
guys, I grabbed them before stream, but I don't know where I put them. They're not in the dog treat place.
You know what that means? You have broke Bellamy's heart. And you owe somebody a Bellamy pet and treat. You know what I think he should do?
All right, guys. All right, guys. It's dog treats are going to be cat treats today, so Bellamy gets better treats.
I thought you were going to give him cheese.
No.
I was so excited for Belle. I was like, oh my God, Belle, you're getting cheese.
Yeah, good boy. Boy's a good boy.
I give my dogs cheese when we don't have treats.
No, well, I have treats. I just don't know where I put them, but we have cat treats still.
Or as we call them in this household, Ches.
All right, ready for segue?
No.
Okay.
Because are you trying to go into the next arc, is what you're saying?
I'm trying to go into Kitchen Boy.
I don't want to go there yet, so just wait 2 seconds.
All right, segue on pause.
Well, I want to talk about. Okay, first of all, ripping this arc before we move on. So much hotter than past rip.
What I'm hearing is you don't like the edgy boy vibe.
It was whatever. This rip loves children, walks around all hot, gets on that frickin' horse and is like, I'm on a horse, baby. And everyone is like, oh,
what the fuck are you doing with a horse in the hospital, is what they do.
He was outside on the lawn. I mean, calm the shit down.
There's a hospital.
Calm the shit down. He was on a lawn. And then this rip is forthright and caring and is just something entirely different than the old rip. Okay, that's the first thing I want to say. The next thing I want to say is you dislike this and I love it.
Okay.
I love that Latla and Rip are each wearing one of the legs.
I don't hate it. I just feel like like the weight isn't going to be unbalanced on each of them, and like it feels like practically there's downsides. However, the artifacts are fueled by emotion, so the love of and partnership of it makes a lot of sense, and it feels like a really good segue into the double marriage we get at the end of this.
Yeah, you kind of have to have it because there's something there, because otherwise, like the vibe with Rip and what's the Six sister's name again? Layla. Nah, she's just not as cool. I'm not gonna lie. The
she
vibe
hasn't gotten
with
a chance to do much. She was dying all of the time you got to know her.
I mean, I'm gonna give you the point. She was dying. She's whatever though. She's kind of mid to me.
We'll see how she can do when she's not dying.
Like, I love me some Latla, and I feel like Layla really just hasn't been the thing yet. But your point about her dying the whole time.
She was kind of working with a disability as a character, like something holding her back, almost like she couldn't do much.
Was it death? Was it death that was holding her back?
It was that she was dying, yes.
Oh, Paladin! But now she's undying.
Ooh.
Well done, Paladin.
Wouldn't it be crazy if she got unruined this loop?
I love that they each wear a leg, and I think it's amazing because if Rip is helping the sister all the time, they have that connection. He has that need to be with her. He constantly feels drawn and attached to her. Mm-hmm. Whereas each of them having an artifact on pulls them together and draws them into teamwork and gives them a deep connection that is something different than just focusing on the sister. So it reminds Rip and it reminds Latla that their connection is different than that of just focusing on the sister being sick, that they have more beyond that. And so I love how it literally draws them together so that they end up fighting as one. And I think it was a really clever way to do it and to give them something that was so important. I also think that something else that I loved in here, I love that when they go to the ocean, they're so goofy and that they keep showing, like, you know what's going to happen right away. Like, you know what's going to happen. But I also love that we finally got to see my boy Undead here. Oh, wait, no. You know what we didn't talk about?
What's up?
The Master Rules. A set of rules chosen after all of you lose to Ragnarok that will never disappear. This time, Galaxy was chosen. That's why the stars and celestial bodies have been here from the start. So I thought the same master rules were there all the time.
No.
And then when I read
each loop,
each loop gets its own.
What did you do? Did you get closer to the mic? For some reason your volume went back up. I don't know what's happening. I'm going to lower you down and get bit.
Oh, I did lean closer to the mic.
Oh, okay. I'm turning you down a bit because you were very loud there for a second.
Uma chosen as master rules possess absolute power. The 10 Uma added in the initial stage are the strongest. So that's why the people around
that's why I got confused. But Master Rule and the 10 original are separate. So Master Rules are just the ones that are there from the beginning.
Yeah,
I understand now. I read that line differently. I think you can read that two ways. Like, I read it as just an extra explanation for what Master Rules are. I understand now. So that's why Slice didn't go away and why Magma didn't go away. Understandable. Exactly. Have a nice day.
Yeah, I wanted to read that because I was like, ooh, I don't think we focused on this enough. And then that was cool. So then when we got to meet the top 10 through the, and I don't like Sick, by the way, but I think it's interesting that his name is that the thing that Undead likes to say is wicked sick all the time.
You didn't think here's the thing about Sick, right?
What are you going to say?
He's evil, right?
Uh-huh.
So he's wicked.
Uh-huh. And he's sick. I know, I thought about that.
That's all. That's all. Don't worry. That's all I was saying.
That's all. Thank you for coming. He's wicked sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love a joke that you don't need to say the punchline for. I've said this before. I love a joke where you just leave it in the air and that's all you need.
No, I'll allow it. Am I disappointed? No. Was it expected? Was it expected? Yes, it was. It was expected.
People are shitting on low-hanging fruit all the time, but like, They taste the same. They still fruit.
Yeah, you don't have to climb to the top of the tree to get the fruit.
Now, as a tall person, I will make a reach just to flex.
Well, obviously, but the other day I saw a thing when they were like, and men will reach up and touch all the things that are above them, like door jambs, just because they can, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I do that all the time.
Yeah, that's because you are in the top like 0.1% of height for women, so you get to do activities that other people say men do this, but it's actually just people as tall men do this.
People. So I'm in the 99.97th percentile of height for women. Isn't that wild?
Yes.
99.97.
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
It's not men, it's tall people. Well, it's specifically like people who are as tall men, which there are very few women of. But congratulations for entering the prestigious field.
I know I'm tall. Like I said, I tell you, I'm unshort.
She's tall. She's unshort.
Unshort.
Wouldn't it be funny if your power is unshort, but you only ever interpret it as you stop electrical shorts?
Oh my god, that would be amazing. And you'd be like, this is an odd choice we've made for this character. I feel better about it because I lift up all the time and I'm like, I'm just going to come over here and touch this door jamb or reach that light you all can't touch. And it's because I can.
On the note of like calling it a reach, I will sometimes, when I'm with someone who's short and they make a joke that's really obvious, I'm like, yeah, I'm not mad you're going for low hanging fruit because it's all you can get to.
Oh, rude.
I think it's a good bit.
Rude. It might lean more to you guys. What is this one? It balances off fitting a curse. It really does, KP. Because if we're going to be honest, I go to get on a plane and I'm like, oh good. God. 12 hours of extreme discomfort.
If you're tall, you get out of an airplane feeling as though you've been bent, feeling as though someone has pretzeled your body.
Do you know what your dad does when he gets on an airplane?
Stretch.
Sleeps.
Recline, sleep, yeah.
You know what I do? Moan and cry.
Yeah.
Every time we get on an airplane, your dad is like, oh, look at me, I win.
The first long flight I went on after becoming tall, you had to give me Tiger Balm to cover myself in after because I was just in agony. I was like, oh, fuck.
You're like, oh, to kill, who knew? Oh, okay, I get it now. And if you're tall, can I just say if you've never been on a plane before and you're tall, or if you have, just get yourself some compression socks and save yourself from deep vein thrombosis. Okay.
Okay.
Moving on. Okay, so he does a little surgery. We already talked about how freaking cool it is.
Yeah.
That we got our girl coming out here and taking 100 years to learn how to do surgery as well as he can, which is just like so cool. But I think that we need to say how cool it was. Negate you master rules. A team that will negate you master rules. Oh, that was such a good line.
Yeah.
When they're all standing there staring at Sick. I think the thing that we all have to talk about though is having our undead back.
Yeah, I forgot. No, we can't move on to cooking because it's time to cook. Yeah, our boy back. He show up.
And he comes down and does what? What kind of a person does he bring? He's not a person. He's not a whole him. He's just a clone.
Yep. He's just a clone that he made.
That's incredible. What a cool freaking thing.
The mutual respect, admiration, and affection between Fuuko. And it's so fucking sick that Fuuko's been the legend this time. Fuuko's been this character that has been bringing everyone together that they respect. And she's been hyping up Undead. Undead shows up and immediately is organizing everyone's powers to their perfect effect. And they are all blown away by him. And they're like, holy fuck, you're right. He is incredible. And we realize that like she is now the person they've been looking up to as the coolest in the world. And she's been hyping up Undead and he's living up to the hype. It, again, hypes up her and Undead at the same time. It's just so sick. Ah, fuck.
And Undead hypes her up. When he comes down, he's not like, let me take all your hype. He's like, let me glaze you up. Let make sure everyone understands how freaking cool you are and how much work you've done in this time. Like,
look up volume 21. Okay.
it was everything I wanted it to be for him to come back at all at this point, and I was really grateful I wasn't let down because I was kind of worried.
What is the volume 21 cover? It's pretty cool. It's just it's like it's just our boy regenerating.
Ugh.
Very sick.
That boy, is it wicked sick?
It's wicked sick.
Is it? Cool.
Yeah.
And then he intentionally creates that crack that allows her to go down. And any normal person, when they saw that crack, would be like, oh, look, there's something down there. You know what's a good idea? Not going in it.
Fuuko ain't a normal person. Fuuko just doing it.
I can't wait to see what untrust looks like in this thing around. I'm just putting that out there on the side. But because Latla's power, I didn't know what it was in the last one. Yeah. I didn't remember her having untrust. Did she not even have it?
We didn't get told what she had, but she was making all attacks miss.
Yeah, and so yeah, it makes sense, but we didn't know what it was. So I look forward to seeing the way that they use it, because that's what's so cool is the tactician. Thank you, Ozzy. The tactician's work going on here, and the thing that they popped off about Undead, saying how much he was an incredible tactician and was able to use the best of their abilities.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see what it looks like to properly use her untrust now.
I'm excited to see what it looks like too. It's interesting that we're still having some of them not be known coming into the into 101. I also wonder if we're going to get any other negators, because there's got to be more than just the ones we know. But I wonder if we're going to get any on board, or if like the series is committed to it just enhancing our knowledge of the ones we already had, because it feels like that's the way we're going. I won't be mad if it is. It would just be kind of neat if we got more.
Yeah, I'd be pissy, but I would be like, I just like to see some other stuff.
Yeah.
But either way, I'll be like, okay, I can work with this.
It's something that I mentioned here that I said on the phone with you that's cool about this section is it doesn't, do you agree that it feels like the plot doesn't feel like it's that accelerating in this section? Like, not that much crazy shit that's making everything, like, it doesn't feel like that much is unfolding or happening in the way a few other sections have, right?
Yeah.
And yet it doesn't feel that way when you're reading it, because of how well the author is adding context. Where
his name is Mr. T.
Mr. Tezuka is doing things like, it's not a new development that Andy was holding them back on the surface of the sun, but by finding out about that, it hypes it up and adds context to what's been happening, to all of the time passing this whole time. And it's not a new development that Fuuko spent 100 years practicing surgery, but that adds so much context to her value for her promise to Rip and Latla that it makes this series deeper, more enjoyable, and makes it more impactful, things that we already knew. And I think that's so cool, how much the discoveries we're having in this part are enhancing things that were already there to add that depth and impact without like needing to necessarily be doing the crazy shit right now.
It also is making things that it's also highlighting things that we otherwise wouldn't know are so cool, and it's adding value to the quiet parts. Mm-hmm. To the, like, you may not see this person doing this great big thing. It doesn't mean they're not doing this great big thing.
Yeah. And we finally get to know what Andy's been doing and why he's been an unknown entity, why no one's been able to find him. And
let's talk about this. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, and it's so cool that like she was totally right to not take the quest that would let her know where Undead is, because what would that have done? Without Unburn, knowing he's on the sun does nothing.
Exactly. It wouldn't matter at all. She'd be just screwed.
So she was right to trust her plan and trust herself.
Okay, look. So now we're in the bottom, and we've got little dude with the many sides eating popcorn and drinking and drink. Move, yeah. Huh? This is boring. You're going to let him escape? Why are you interfering in the sacred quests? Undead is boring. What I want to see is the negators with one life to live, clashing in the best and quickest way possible. That'll never happen with Undead in the way. He's too meta against 6 powers. It's no contest. If I let him get away, he won't be showing up again anyways. Damn, every last one of you. It's damn every last one of you. So when we're watching it, you're looking at it and being like, oh, I think Fuuko is turning our questy boy around.
Yeah,
but then we have
is
the
coming
other
around.
dude. So even though Apocalypse is coming around, we've got we've got somebody in the side who is not coming around. What's the name of the dude again who has the faces? Pardon?
Move.
It's just Move.
Yeah.
You know what? Move. I'm not here for you. But when Andy leaves, any normal person would have been like, okay, Andy left. There's some weird cracks in the floor, but that'll fill themselves in. And a not normal person, I don't know, say Fuuko, is like, oh, look, there's holes in the ground. I'm going to jump through.
Sick, wicked sick. Bye. I'm
going to go through these into a different world. Ooh, I hope you lighten up Andy a little bit so I can see him.
We'll work on it. Has Fuuko's spacesuit been colored yet? Because it feels like it should be red, right?
Well,
guys, what color the spaceship? Oh, thank you so much, Anya Hunter. Thanks so much, Hunter.
Oh, hello, Hunter. Welcome. Woot woot. It's white, they said. But red is better. Drawk, red is better.
Red is better. White
it's redder.
How much worse this looks than the red did, guys.
You know what I told your father this morning? He tried to hand me
color. Color is dead. Yeah, but it's a master rule because we got color spread still.
No, it's a master rule. We still have color. But you know what I told your father this morning? If you're still listening, is this mic on?
Yep. What'd you tell him?
I told him, don't give me a red cup for coffee because I feel like I'm drinking blood.
Guys, I'm doing red. Red looks better.
Coffee cups should all be white, and I stand on that. White or blue, I can handle a blue one as well, but not brown.
Brown does feel wrong. Sorry. I was about to say you're crazy, and then I thought about brown coffee cup, and I went, that is a little wrong.
Okay, now I want you to imagine a red coffee cup. Tell me it doesn't feel like you're drinking blood.
Well, the thing is,
I'm just really think about it. You've got a red coffee cup, red inside, red outside, and you're drinking from it. You liking that?
No.
No, you're not, obviously, because it's disgusting.
No.
And then I told your dad, I'm not a vampire. Oh, it's funny that Roxanne said that. I'm not a vampire. I don't want a red cup. That's disgusting. Okay, let's go down into the bottom. The people around the table at the bottom. But I want to
dwell on this because I want to find where the line is. I want to find what an acceptable coffee cup is. Like, I know we can't, but you've piqued my interest so completely.
I know. Your dad was dumbstruck when I said it. Thank you, Star. Your dad was like, that's not a thing. Why is that a thing? And I'm like, because it's a thing. I can't drink out of a red coffee cup.
People are right. A black coffee mug is acceptable.
It might be acceptable. Yes, I can drink out of a black coffee mug.
Black feels
even if there's
right.
Cream.
Black feels very specifically like a tired morning coffee cup.
Yes, it does. But you can't drink out of a red coffee cup or a brown coffee cup. That's disgusting.
Crazy, but you're so right.
I don't know what to tell you. It's just the truth. I'm spitting straight facts.
Purple is a teacup color. I'm on your side now, and I hate it.
You cannot drink purple coffee cup. You can have purple tea, though.
Purple is a teacup color.
Yeah. Wild. Purple is also Thursday.
Purple's not Thursday. Purple, well, okay, yes, depends on the purple. A royal purple is a Thursday, not a violet.
I'm telling you that royal
Tuesday.
Purple is Thursday. Yes, that is true.
Yeah. Of course, violet is Tuesday. Royal, like a reddish mauve purple, is Thursday.
I can also go with just a dark purple as Thursday. Okay, are you ready to go back into the world?
Yeah, what's happening anymore? Where are we? Who am I?
Also, 8 is Thursday. Okay, I don't make the rules.
Yeah, I saw that one. Go. I saw the thing you're referencing. You're right. Anyways, let's go. What? Let's do it. Where are we?
I am not referencing a thing.
Are we moving on to Chef Boy? RD?
No, Andy is down below, and when she meets the upside down backwards people, whom I hate, who are the 10, I would like to pull them apart. I didn't have time in the end because we were doing so many things, unfortunately.
There's a lot going on.
I would like But I just don't understand. Like, some of them seem to be good things. Like, you've got, well, change isn't good.
Change isn't bad, though. I think change is more good than it is bad.
But change can be good. But it's interesting how things like color are being weaponized.
Yeah, but these are all like, that's the whole point. Uma exists to make humans suffer.
I understand, but it's just upsetting to think about. Okay, so who is the opposite? Who is Luck? Is that the dude who comes out? Who comes out to Andy?
Oh,
why
boy.
did you attack us? That was the problem. After you, blah, blah, blah. We're in the home stretch, picking a fight, blah, blah, blah.
Guys, I didn't take in who was what.
Why hasn't a group as strong as all of you launched any attacks against us? Which was a great question. Mm-hmm. And we find out where Andy is. And we also find out that Sick is now permanently split in half, which I love that for you, Sick. I love it. But is dude who talks to Andy revealed? Dude with Andy's eyes? Dude who's light where Andy is dark? Is he Luck? Do we know what he is?
I think it's not revealed, people are saying.
Okay, well, I feel like he's Luck because I feel like he is the opposite of Andy because he's master rule number 1.
I mean,
Andy
the opposite of Andy would be dead.
Or not Andy, sorry, Fuuko.
Fuuko.
They both seem to have the same eyes.
Interesting.
And he kind of has her haircut when her hair is cut, and he has her bangs. He's a taller opposite Fuuko, and he's light where she's dark. So that's my thinking on that. Okay. They look like the same person. There is a page 10 of 19 in chapter 182, really shows them being basically the same person. Mm-hmm. And so, in my opinion,
dead would be easy to defeat. He just dead.
And what are you doing over there? I'm dead. What? Why are you talking?
Well, not polite, you not see, breathing. Disappears.
You see that spot on the sun? That is Undead. Right now, he is on the sun. Ugh, that was so upsetting. Tell me that wasn't so upsetting for you.
Him doing his best.
But I want to guess all the rest of them. So I think let's boogie through this and then let's go back to those pages and see if we can make a guess on some of them as a thing we do before we go.
I like that.
Okay, let's move on. I'm going out of here. She goes back up to the top.
You will, unfortunately, need to tell me the chapter to go to because I have to have a chapter open right now when we get there because I'm using reference.
It's chapter 182, everyone. Remind me when I forget, which I will.
She will.
Yes, I will.
Can I do my segue yet, or are we still not at the chef boy? RD.
Just having a wedding, and it was nice. We liked it so much, we married twice.
It's one of your better songs.
Thank you. I wrote it for all of you. It's a squishy original. Okay, and now Unburn. I thought Unburn was stupid as shit in the first round, didn't I?
Yeah, we both kind of mocked Unburn for being nothing.
I was like, oh, Unburn. That's burning. Now it's unburning. Who cares?
So I'm going to do the segue now, the way back. So remember when I mentioned how much I loved Void, right?
You did.
I think the characters that we kind of shit on for being not as interesting and kind of background characters last time were very intentionally not the main characters. I think there's only so many characters that can have the center of attention. Because let's be honest, Gina got more attention in loop 1 and loop 2. Gina's arc was longer. Billy got more attention in both 1 and 2. Fair, right? However, here's what's really interesting about Unburn and Unavoidable that I've noticed. The characters who are not main characters, he brings out his best, most finely tuned, fast-paced, efficient writing to make us like and care about them as much as possible, as quickly as possible. Like, I think this is up there with Void for me for how much I like this section of writing, because it's so skillfully done how quickly we get to the point and get to know and love a character.
Yeah, and how thoroughly.
Mm-hmm. Like,
because it starts on chapter 184, and what did we go to? 187?
Yep. It's like three chapters.
3 chapters.
It's like 3 chapters for this lad, and you come to love him.
That's a wild amount of narrative created in such a small space.
It's so efficiently told. And
yeah,
the idea of Fuuko challenging him and knowing that she's losing, but like him figuring out the reason why it was pre-cooled that way was because it was hard for him to taste test when it was all so hot is brilliant as just a way of teaching, like, hey, make food for who you're making food for.
Also the mom, because the mom was off on the side, and the daughter was able to eat it, and she was like, maybe we should do this when we're home. And you're like, aw, that's so cute. Which also made him realize the mom.
Yeah.
And so, like, when does a thing taste best? When a thing is made for the person. When is a man dead? As long as he's not forgotten.
But it's such a brilliant and quick way to teach him the lesson. And all of their interactions are so fucking cute. Everything is so adorable here. Everything's fucking so cute. Holy fuck, right?
I just love how into cuteness you are. You're so into cuteness, you have to drop an F-bomb 30,000 times. Yeah, you're just like, get behind the cuteness.
Sometimes you gotta let people know how fucking cute. It's all wholesome. It's adorable. The legend of her as the ramen enjoyer, ever since ramen shops opened up after the Second World War, there's been legends of this woman. You should be so old. Why are you so young? The red-hatted good luck. Like, it's adorable. I love this.
And you know, it's something that I've been saying to you that I think I said it last time, but it could have been the time before when I talked about if Fuuko doesn't touch anyone, she shines good luck wherever she goes.
Oh,
so
we need to go back.
It's stunningly. What?
Sorry. Did you finish that thought? And then we need to go back to Ripsar quick.
Okay. So it's stunningly interesting to me that as long as she is in the world not touching someone, that she actually brings the greatest level of luck to everybody. She is actually luck, not unluck. It's not until she touches you because because just like she's telling him to make the soup for the person, not just make the best soup that everyone is supposed to like. That's what she does for everyone when she's helping them live their best life and actualize, is she stands back to let their life be the life they were meant to lead, not the life everyone else has to have. She gives the help that somebody needs, not the help she thinks they want or she'd want them to have. And she's running around everywhere giving people the type of luck they would need, like coming and trying a soup and having this legend of being a person who needs to be good enough for the red hat person to like your soup, and then they always have great luck from then on. She brings luck everywhere because her luck is tailored to the person, because that's what love is. Love is tailoring what the person needs, not what you think love is. I can't just love your father the way I think he should be loved. I have to love him the way he would want to be loved to show that I love him.
That's very pretty. Also, I realize we don't need to go back because I'm going to bring up what I was going to bring up as my favorite scene instead.
But I think that's a huge thing, because this is what this thing is talking about. The uniqueness, the tailoring of love, the tailoring of taste. That each person is uniquely, individually important.
And that ties in so well with how she's been acting. Everyone's been like, why are you challenging this person to a fight? Which she's done like 3 times now, including this. Why do we have to go to school? Like, because she's tailoring, you're right, she's tailoring her love to them. She's been doing that the entire time through 101. Every single time she interacts with someone, it's giving them exactly what they need.
Yeah. And that's so rare as shit. It's like that. It's like when you're talking to a person and they're not looking around, they're not noticing who else is coming into the room, they're not glancing at their phone. All they're doing is being in a conversation with you. And then the conversation is so unique because both of you are tuned into the other person and actually thinking about what that person means. That's just Fuuko 101. That's her starting point.
Man, this rules.
I love this freaking manga.
And then we have the end where they go to rescue Andy.
No, dude, we're not out of the bowls yet.
Okay, we're not. Okay, what do we want to talk about in Ramen
Let's
Land?
talk about this. Well, first of all, let's talk about ordering in the greatest way ever. Take it through the garden, pack it with cloves, load on the lard, and spice it up. Jumbo strings firm. I was like, God dang, that woman is she got a whole new level of ordering
she's
herself.
an aficionado. She's a fucking trucker at a truck stop level fan of this shit.
And I was like, damn, that's, I don't know why, but I loved that part. But what I really loved is that he got to feed his mom ramen before she died.
It is brilliant. And it's like Fuuko said, that like, they don't need to save everyone. Tragedies happen and they make you who you are. But these extra tragedies caused by the rules shouldn't exist. So with their help, with everyone's help, he was able to direct them to make food for his mom. So he didn't lose that from Unburn. He didn't lose the ability to make her final meal of real food.
Problem with it, if to be fair, by the way, your fuuko in this is one of my very favorite drawings ever.
I think this one's coming out nicer. I've been disliking my Undead Unluck artwork lately, so I'm glad this one's feeling a little stronger.
I am loving that fuuko. Jeff the Evil Potato redeemed. Oh, you have to pet the boy.
Don't worry. My boy, come here.
It's time to pet the boy. We're gonna pet the boy.
He's so sleepy.
It gives the boy some joy.
Why aren't you sleeping in your bed? It's so much easier, my boy.
Joy boy, pet the boy. Joy boy, pet the boy. Make the boy so happy.
He's so tired. He doesn't want to come over here for that snacks. What? Unless someone treats the boy, he's not coming on camera, guys. He's asleep in his other room. He keeps sighing at me. He keeps sighing at me every time I call him. Okay.
Somebody gave Bellamy a treat.
That worked. There you go, buddy.
Bellamy is like, psh. I don't think so, says Bellamy. You can all screw yourselves. It was a little bit weird, though, that his mom is like, I'm not allowed to have food or I'll die. And he's like, okay, eat my food. And I was like, just a minute now. That's not a good plan, sir. Oh, well. I'm still going to be happy. You are right. They do sink into the cloud because they sink in quite far this time. Interesting.
Yeah. I hadn't noticed that detail, but it's really cute. I feel like if I was reading weekly, that's the type of thing I would definitely notice.
Well, Rip the doctor gave the okay. True enough. Rip did give an okay, even if they went in. Okay, so he feeds his mommy, and then he says, I've got no more regrets. I would have never made it here in time without your help. I am in your debt, Fuuko. And then he's like, hey, is there anything I can do for you? And she's like, well, now that you're mentioning it, I do have this one tiny little task where I'd like you to turn the sun off for a hot mo so we could all walk around it.
I still have to say that the only way it makes sense that they can walk around on the sun is that they made sure Engine is really misinformed about how the sun works.
Oh, wait. Also, Race Revenge really did remind me of something.
Yeah?
It's just for 5 minutes, though.
It's just for 5 minutes.
It's just for 5 minutes, though, so should be good.
Yeah.
Hey, can I have you have a little tiny streaks of hot yellow or orange coming out of my undead dude so the center of him is a glowy spectacle?
Yeah, I can do that.
You know the way you did my bear?
Yeah, I can do that.
I'd love it. Thanks. Love it. This loving you is easy because you're beautiful. That's a rude song. I didn't really ever think about it before. Ugh, I'm so sad about him. I really am. And I like that once she gets up there, she can't help herself. She wraps her arms around the damn boy because that's her boy. You know, like, that's her boy. What's she gonna do? She's gotta hug him. And then he has a very sad, undead, crispy boy smile. Aw. Crispy boy. You're okay. You're gonna be okay. Okay, go. You're not talking. It's creeping me out.
I was just letting you go. You were talking.
Oh, I wasn't talking about anything too impressive. You wanted to do this. You wanted to do this last page. I was just checking out Chick with her with her hair. Who is she? Do we know
that's
who took
change.
with hair in?
We know that's change because she calls Gina her vessel.
Okay, so right, my dumb. I know that. I know that. I love that change is made with DNA because DNA is the recipe for all change in building.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense that her hair would be DNA and that it's dark and light would make sense. I think it's a very, very cool idea and I see where he's coming from. But I also think it's interesting that Andy sees it and then he's like, oh, well, I'm going to make me some soul DNA and move myself down onto the earth.
I feel like he's going to stay there to keep the rules in check because they said they were just coming here for information. So I think Andy telling them where to find the others is all they came there for.
But also so that Andy knows that they have the ability to go up there and get him. But you can't just. So let me hypothesize. You can't just be like, oh, Andy just going to stay on the sun the whole time. We're not going to hang out. There isn't going to be any moments between them, blah, 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 blah. That's no. That's going to be a no from me.
Oh.
I'm going to need them to hang out.
I don't think we should know how many we get right if we guess who's at the table. No.
So I think he's going to soul himself down.
We'll see what happens.
He's going to be like, yeah, but I'm in the middle of doing this thing we do where we make predictions. So hear me out.
Okay.
Let me cook. He's going to be like, here I go a-wassailing among the leaves so green. I'm going to DNA my soul so that it can be seen. And then he's going to go a shwoopa shwoopa shwoopa. And he's going to be a person on the earth. Maybe he can even have a weaker soul ghosty version of himself on the earth while his body sits and undies because ghost is a thing.
Yeah.
And so if he brings his ghost down onto the earth with Fuuko, then she has a companion. He can still do some ghosty like things.
But isn't his soul what's keeping them there? His soul powers are what's keeping everybody bound on Sun?
I just think that he can bring some tepid version of his soul down onto the earth because he's building a soul chain. Chick saw it. She was like, what's up with you? Why are you building a soul chain, MFer? And so if we're gonna...
Okay, that makes sense. If that was for later.
We're gonna cook and have some more relationship goals and shit going on. The thing that they hyped up wasn't, oh, Andy's so strong. It was, oh, damn, that boy a tactician. Well, you can do that while you're a soul, right? So he's still going to be offering out sweet, sweet tactical moves and addicted to the sweet, sweet pipe of life. So he is going to be giving people tactical information, helping Fuuko to bounce ideas off of, noticing the strengths of people and how they can use them. Like, I really think his ghost being down on Earth is a decent compromise. Well, his body has to stay up there. And then Fuuko's going to have to find a way to save him. But is she? Because at the very end, isn't his dying the present? Then they're never... Can you touch ghosts? Because they're never going to do the wild thing.
It worked before. Fuuko's power worked on Andy when she was a ghost.
Okay, because otherwise they're never going to be intimate. And as a couple, I mean, that's kind of sad.
I mean, if God dies, they get to just not have their powers is their assumption, right?
Yeah, you hope so, because otherwise he's gonna be murdered. So I guess they can have soul sex?
Okay.
I'm just trying to problem solve here, is what's going on. Yeah. I'm a solver of problems.
That's what's happened, yeah.
I notice how everybody is like, huh.
You're certainly getting feedback.
Okay, if we I haven't seen any YouTube shorts on this yet, but if we do, please make sure soul sex is in this one.
Of course, yes.
Because they're soulmates. That's where they mate. See, regular guy gets it. Oh my God, they were soulmates. They mated as souls. If they don't use that line too, I'd be disappointed. Get it?
It's
Drawk?
I do understand. Yes, I understand the joke you're making.
I didn't make the joke. And it's excellent. Well done, regular guy. Soulmates.
You sound, yeah, that, hey, good news. You getting close to the mic does come through. It doesn't hate that.
You know why?
Why?
It loves when I come close to the mic. All right, I'm loving this. I would like it if there was a tiny bit brighter spot every once in a while, but I'll go for this color. You're the artist. You do you, whatever.
Working on it. We're step by step in here.
Pop off and all that shit.
Run a step by step for this, okay?
Hey, let's do the things now. We got to the end. I can't tell you what happens next. You want to know why?
Why's that?
You haven't read it.
That's true. I haven't. But hey, how do you feel about we do our closing segments and we start with the closing segment of looking at the table and predicting?
Yeah. Do you want to do our YouTube-y thing first?
Oh yeah. Do the plug. Do the plug.
First of all, if you want to send us letters or postcards or anything, we have a P.O. box. It's flashing up over Fuuko's face right now. Fuuko's face. Fuuko's face. Fuuko's face is not a disgrace. And that is our address. And it is amazing. Why? Because we live on the island. That's what we call ourselves. There aren't other islands. We are the island. I don't know what to tell you. I don't make the rules. I just live by them. The next thing is come and join us on YouTube. Listen to me. We have stopped at 19,990. So we need like seriously 15 people to subscribe. So we're at 20,000. And that guy who said we'd never get to 20,000 loses. And here's what I'm beginning to think. I'm beginning to think that guy owns YouTube and he hates us for whatever reason. And he's like, burn in hell, Mama Drawk, burn in hell, Drawk. You will never get to 20,000. And anytime it was about to go out to somebody, he's like, and stop. And so I'm asking you out there in YouTube land to press subscribe. If you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to watch it. I have things come up all the time I don't watch. But get us to 20,000 and get us past the YouTube scary man who I think might own YouTube. And then the next thing, come and join us in Discord if you want to be part of Witch Hat Atelier, which is so much cooler than I thought it was going to be. And I keep saying this. Drawk, is it possible that manga's just good?
I think it's possible that manga is is an amazing art form, and there's a few specific reasons why. But also, you are hand selecting for the best of it.
I don't know. Do people think that Witch Hat Atelier is up there with the best of the best?
I've heard incredible reviews of Witch Hat Atelier from people I really trust.
Okay, because it is. It's like so freaking good. It's not even funny. What date are we meeting this time? Dr. Jack for our happy ass witches. I don't know. We're meeting inside of the Discord, and I think it's this Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Paladin Berserker, is that real? Yes, it is. October 24th at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. We are meeting for Witch Hat Atelier, and it is so good. And we're not that very far in. What chapter are we starting at to read so that people know where we're reading up to? I think it's 28 or something that we're going to be reading up to. They are larger chapters. We are going to be, thank you, Eldar. We are going to be inviting people on to pick their favorite happy ass One Piece arcs. And those people will then come on and we'll talk about why that is their favorite One Piece arc. And we'll have a conversation about what it meant to them and what hidden meaning there is on it. 29 it is, Lucy. And then what's the last happy ass thing? Why aren't you reading freaking Undead Unluck? I mean, what the hell, man?
If they're watching this video, they are.
No. I mean, all the other people who see this and think it's going to be a what?
Who else is watching this plug?
Drawk, listen to me right now. We need to start doing these in the beginning. So if people think they might get One Piece content, we can be like, read Undead Unluck.
I feel like that's a plug that is more meaningful on a One Piece video.
Yeah, so I say we do that. But I also say we do it in the beginning of videos from now on instead of the end. Yeah,
there's a ton of research. There's a ton of research that shows that plugs are most effective when they're in the middle of something. I
like them. Yeah, but we always put them almost at the end. Here, I'm going to sing you a song about it. Once upon a time, there was Undead Unluck. It was so good, and I thought it would suck, but it didn't, and it was awesome. And now I feel like a possum. Done. All right,
Piano Man.
Why did you sing over my great song I wrote for Undead Unluck? They're going to be using it in the next episode, and here you are popping off all over it. Unsuck it.
We want to try to invite Jackie on to talk about fuuko when we're done. Like, that is absolutely something we want to do.
Because she came on, she's the voice for fuuko in English. And when she came on and was on here, I was like, I cannot wait until we're caught up so we can have that conversation and invite her on to come and have an interview with us. You're going to have to calm yourself down. You're going to get too excited.
Okay, you were right. Tiny little spots of yellow have added so much to this and made it so much cooler looking.
Oh, thank you for telling me I was right. I love hearing that.
I think this looks sick as fuck, honestly.
fuuko might make me love better.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, why not? If you're gonna read something in life, what's the purpose unless you're gonna get something out of it?
Honestly, and I think the lesson of try to think about how to be the best person for every person in your life instead of just having a broad policy of how you treat people is a really good lesson to have. Think about what every person needs.
It doesn't mean that you're not you.
Yeah.
It just means you're the you that works for them.
Find the parts of yourself that are best for them, the best way to act that works for them without being untrue to yourself.
100%. So, you know what?
You alive?
So sweet.
Are you looking at the very sad page of the dead mom?
Oh, I was. What chapter do I go to? I was also crying because of how sweet this thing is. Oh, I'm done now, YouTube 182, people.
We can look at all the people.
182.
I can't zoom in, so it's really hard to see.
182. I love this picture.
I'm going to say that the weird nun is piety or worship. Worship.
No, wait, what? There's a thing coming off of her. What is, do we know what a goo is in the
back? Unback.
Unback?
Yeah, it's really dumb. I hate it. I hate unback as a name.
What the shit is unback?
You can't go back.
What does that even mean?
I don't know what unback means. Everyone keeps complimenting it, being like, it's so broad, it's great. And I'm like, what is back?
No. Is it? No.
It is unback. No. Yes, that was revealed in Ragnarok.
So the tiny person in this one is what? Is front? Are they just front?
Well, these don't need to be opposite to our people because move is the opposite of unmove and is a little dice guy, not one of these friends.
Okay, but they are saying that it's their vessel.
Yeah, but there are more union members than there are these guys. So it's not that these 10 aren't necessarily the opposites of all of our dudes.
Okay, so we got sick. We know about sick.
Yeah, because we don't have unsick. We don't have unsick on our team. So we don't know.
No.
Yeah, they don't need to be opposites of our guys.
Regardless, I think we have luck.
You think luck is in there?
Yeah.
Do you think it's the one that looks like a little Gambolo?
What? I think luck is the number one seat. Unless it's juice. What is juice's thing again?
Injustice.
Injustice, so he could be justice. I like him being justice, kind of.
Unhealthy isn't the opposite of sick. That's like they're friends. They're buddies.
I think justice would be a good one. I think luck is a good one. Unback is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Wait. What about undecrease? What's worse?
Oh, my bad. Oh, shit. I forgot about undecrease. Oh, God. No, that's too hard for one person to decide. Yeah. God dang it. I don't know now. Okay, I think the knight is... Why are we all dressed up in knights' costumes with a big-ass sword? So what do we think we are when we're a knight?
That would be justice, right?
We're about chivalry, so I think it would be justice. Yeah.
Yeah. If one of them was going to be justice. The big guy who looks like Katana Man from Chainsaw Man and is smoking is interesting to think about.
Okay.
I'm going to say break. I'm going to say he's break.
Well, we have unbreak. Destroy, undestroy. He could be the opposite of rip.
Oh, so he could be ruin.
Yeah, he could be ruin.
No, wait, rip is repair, not yeah.
Unrepair?
So no, so repair wouldn't make sense. He would be, I think he looks like he breaks stuff.
He could be just break though. I could see him being
he could be ruin because he could be the opposite of unruin, who we did meet previously.
He could also creepily be law.
I could see that.
Like the law of law.
Is that a lizard?
Is it a lizard king?
Some lizard guy. That's lizard. He's Uma lizard.
You mean the one on its crouchiness?
Yeah, that's Uma lizard.
No, because that's a fluffy tail, fluffy armbands, fluffy face.
Lizard.
Animal?
Beast could make sense. Beast as a master rule would make sense.
Beast as a master rule would make sense. What's the Capone dude?
Yeah, tax evasion. He's tax evasion.
Oh, tax evasion. That's a good law.
I am the negator untax evasion. Pay your taxes, damn it.
Do you want to end up in Alcatraz? I didn't think so. End up in Alcatraz.
I have no idea what a Capone guy could be.
Beast dude, you can see.
Looks like
you can see Beast dude from the side here. So
it looks like the nun has a little angel. So I'm gonna call her worship. I think she's worship.
Listen to me right now.
Yeah.
The guy that we thought would be, I think he's Decay. The big, tall, gross guy. His face is all rotting away and his eyeballs coming out. I think he's Decay.
Oh, that could work. Wait, but wasn't Spoil Decay? So I feel like he would be Ruin then. Like, because Spoil kind of covers what Decay is about.
All right, but look at him. He's falling apart. He's smoking. Smoke is coming out of his eyeball. He could be the rebirth of Slick, I guess, but dun 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 dun.
Yeah, and you think Suit Man is luck?
Yeah, I think Suit Man is luck. What's the little girl? No, because the little girl is the one that has an angel thing on.
The zombie guy being Ruin feels fun to me. The guy with the fur being Beast makes sense. I'm going back to the page where there's close-ups. I was looking at a zoomed out picture, so I was so confused.
I'm looking at some close-ups too. The Capone dude, there's nothing really except for Time. Oh, is he Time?
What do you mean?
Is the guy who is a gangster Time?
Maybe.
Get close up onto him.
I think we're not.
He's got a pocket watch on him, and he's pulling it out and staring at it. What do you think the little
girl with the book is? Knowledge? Reading? Literature? Language?
Learning?
Learning?
Knowing?
Knowledge.
Just a minute. You're rotten! That's how you love someone.
We saw that it was language. It is language. Oh, cool. It's great. Little girl's language. We're so good.
When did we see it was language?
I don't know. I don't remember that, but apparently we did. Language exists as an Uma. We did see, yes.
So this chick isn't language.
Did we read the last chapter One Piece? I did. We're
is
probably
she
not
memory?
doing it as a Patreon thing yet. Is she what?
Is she memory?
I don't know.
Memory. Because she's reading over things in a book. I'm going to say the gangster is Time. He's Father Time.
Okay.
The pious chick with the weird thing, it makes sense that she would be worship. The falling apart skeleton is, I don't know, because we've already met Ruin.
Well, no, we met Unruin. I think he's Ruin.
I think he's Ruin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the dude with the wolf over his face is animal
I'm
or
gonna
like
say beast, but like I could see a bunch of things working.
But you know when somebody is like their inner beast, what do we call that? They're primal. I think he's primal.
Okay. I'm gonna say beast for him. Little angel girl. Ooh. Ooh.
You know what she is?
What's that?
Well, she looks frightened.
Oh,
she also has
maybe that guy's dead. Maybe the zombie's dead.
Yeah, but we said death, didn't we? Don't we have a death already?
No. We just have undead.
We don't already have death?
Have dead.
Oh, so you're thinking that's dead.
That
that makes sense to me. The only thing about the little angel girl is that she could be luck because she looks kind of like Fuuko. She's also got a bandage on her face that matches Fuuko's.
All right. I think we have to give up on this. I think we have to give up on this and move on.
Yeah. What's the next thing we do?
The next thing we do, let's do favorite minor character.
Okay. Do we count Unburn as minor or major?
No, he is the important boy of his section.
Why did God do this to me?
I have a minor character.
But Leela's minor, right? Because she ain't nothing but a G thing.
Layla's the focus of the arc. Layla's not minor.
Yeah, she feels pretty minor.
I'll tell you who's
I'm picking Unburn's mom.
That's a good one. That's a good choice of minor character. I'll tell you who would count as a minor character in this section is Sean.
All right. Yeah, I'd allow that.
I'm not picking Sean. So there's a moment that I think is very important. It's incredible, where everybody hops on a cloud that picks up the entire ramen shop and flies into the sky. And there's a guy sitting there who says, "What the fuck?" And that's my choice.
Oh my God.
It was so funny.
I do like a what the fuck moment.
But it was so funny to point out how crazy this is, what's just happened, that they just watch Ramen Man fly into the sky on a cloud with his ramen shop.
With his entire ramen shop is the peak part of that.
And this guy just looks at that and goes, fuck? That's brilliant. Fuck? I love it.
I also like that we chuck out an F-bomb.
Yeah, it's great. I love it so much. It's fucking brilliant. Favorite minor character,
anyway,
1000%.
Mine would be that if I had remembered that moment, but mine is Unburn's mom.
I think that's a good choice too. I think she's a more important minor character, but like, what the fuck is so funny? I didn't bring it up to you any of the times we've talked, just so I could keep him as my favorite minor character. Fuuko and Andy get the S plus tier, right?
Oh yeah, they get S plus tier.
Yeah.
My rule is if you're a person who goes to the sun, you get S plus tier.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do favorite moment. Because I'll give you some time to think, because I want to talk about a scene that I skipped earlier, which is when Fuuko's hair brushes Rip. And the reason I love this scene is it highlights so many things. It first of all highlights how brave Fuuko's become, that she is willing to take on this risk constantly of hurting people by having long hair, because she trusts herself, she trusts people around her, and she knows it can be a weapon. And here's what's so important about the hair brushing, in my opinion. She has come to love her companions and friends so much that tiny little bit of a strand of hair touching someone is suddenly a disaster. It is a meteorite level threat, because she has built up her affection for these people so significantly that the tiniest contact, a strand of hair hitting him, has put them in line of danger. And it immediately puts in perspective how much Fuuko has come to respect and love these people.
Yeah, I agree with you. And then you had a neat idea that was born off of that I really like, where you were like, what if Andy cuts her hair for her later and she keeps it on her as an unluck whip?
Like, she still sees it as part of her, the way that Andy can see his body separated as part of him, that because it's part of her story, her hair being cut by him, he can cut her hair, she can braid it into a whip and still have her whip attacks, but not needing to have, like, the long hair be a threat all the time.
I love that. I love that. I want it now. Mr. T, if you haven't already thought about it, hey,
Mr. Tezuka, if you could give us the braided hair whip, please do.
Yeah, I think that would be an absolute game changer coolness level too. The scientist could change it so the hair had a little bit like a little thing on the end, like a metal thing that goes.
All right. What are you doing? Where are you going?
Okay. We do favorite moment and what?
Favorite moment and then we do our top 5 characters. Yeah. Oh, and we do drip.
Okay. Oh,
we each pick a drip candidate, but first you have to pick your favorite moment. It's important.
Mine is gonna feel cheap.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yours is such a sweet little moment that really does show the hype of how much love she has for them.
But
and
dude,
it's
you
like,
don't owe anyone anything. Just do as you will.
And mine is obvious.
What is it?
It's when she goes underneath.
That's cool. Do it. Yeah, that's rad. I wouldn't have picked that.
Like, I just don't think there is anything in the book or in these chapters that is as cool as when she is standing there and he says, stick, what? Put that in that sorry state. Didn't I tell you that he'd lose? Okay, swap seats. Who said that? Blah, blah, blah. And they're all talking to themselves. And then she's like, I can't waste time. And he hops out and then she's like, why did you attack us? That's our problem. And that he ends up liking her so much. So my very favorite page is when he says that he admires, hey guys, it's just like I predicted. This girl is out of her mind. She's not playing it safe unlike her predecessors. Nice. I like you. I think I'll give you a reward. That moment was my favorite because we are finding out to what level Fuuko can, I almost want to use the word hypnotize people into loving her. Because she has this ability, kind of like a Luffy ass ability, that when she meets somebody, she is so truly herself, but at the same time, she so truly, her genuineness is still tailor-made to the person, that every damn person, including these underground original assholes, this person is like, I love her. She's awesome. I'm going to give you a reward. He's known her for just moments, and she was so truly herself that he's taken aback by her level of wildness that he ends up falling for her. And I don't mean in love, but he falls for the Fuuko trap.
Well, the way that everybody does.
The way that every bloody person does. And I'm just like, damn, Fuuko, is there anyone you could talk the stars out of the sky? Like, you really could. And then she doesn't. And then in true Fuuko fashion, she doesn't hold back. She asks the exact question she wants to know the answer to.
And they just tell her.
It was like a couple of things. It was like, I loved how real she is. I loved how quickly she made people fall in love with her, including underground upside down dudes. So that's mine.
I think that's a really good choice.
Yeah.
Fuuko secretly Uma Riz. True though.
God Riz, you actually cracked the code. She's rizzing everyone up.
Okay.
I once rizzed up a tree. I once rizzed up a tree.
Okay. For drip, we each get a choice, right? We each get a drip choice. Someone is pointing out engine looking pretty nice here. Mr. Unburn. Who's your pick?
Oh, mine is it's a toss up between
it's tough, isn't it?
People. Like, I love spacesuits. Don't get me wrong.
Spacesuits are cool, especially when they're red instead of white.
But no. For me, it is Change.
Change was up there for me.
She kind of wicked.
Was she kind of wicked sick?
She's kind of wicked sick.
Okay, let me go through all of my choices because I have a bunch, right?
Oh, okay. Dude, there's so many. Go on.
There's so many. I had Engine was up there for me. Engine was a contender. Biker Lotla and her leather jacket is up there, right?
Yeah, she's sweet.
Dr. Rip, that's up there.
He's hot as hell.
Yep. So we had a lot of choices. Gym teacher Fang honestly felt very appealing for some reason.
Oh my God.
I can't express why, But I actually think Gym Teacher Fang look great. And yes, I am picking the sisters in their wedding dresses. That is what I'm picking.
So like literally filled with joy of you.
Yeah. Look, there was so many good choices. I think for me, the real runner-up was Engine. I love his ramen chef getup. But I am doing, the double leg Rip and Latla is also a choice. I am doing the sisters in wedding dresses. That is my pick. There's just too many good choices this time.
I just love that. I think that was really sweet of you. Oh, I have a thing. I think you should put the tiniest bit of yellow wherever the pink smoke touches him so that it dissipates into the pink. Because look, it makes sense. He's got the yellow in him.
I don't know about yellow, but I'm going to do orange. Yellow is the color I'm reserving in this image. I think orange.
I mean, just where it touches him, it could be orange. Just at the very base of every one of the smoky smoke tendrils.
Yeah, I like it. I just think I need to do orange because yellow's a very reserved image in this.
No, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I think you're right, though, conceptually.
I think it needs to be a little orangier orange. Like it's got to look a little more like him. That's pink.
This is orange.
You chose pink.
This is orange. This is just orange.
I think you have to choose the pinkier orange. Oh, that's better-ish, but this is such a beautiful
top
image.
5 characters?
Oh.
Can I go first because you usually go first?
Are you going to name them all or are you just naming that character?
I'm just naming one slot.
Okay, but as long as none of them are a rabbit.
None of them are going to be a rabbit. Agu ain't up here. Agu gets one panel this section.
All right, give her.
What I'm going to suggest is our first ever 3-way spot.
Oh my God. Are you talking about our wedding people?
I'm talking about the wedding party. I'm talking about our canon thruple.
You know what? Hells yeah. Hells yeah.
Yeah.
Take it to the limit.
Yeah, this is I am putting them because Fuuko is off the list in the number 1 slot. I think they are the most compelling characters in this section.
No, I can see that.
How far Rip has come. Right.
I did not like Rip.
Me either.
And now I really like Rip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's great. This series has such a great ability to make you come to understand and love characters. Well, understand them and love them as you do understand them. And I think it's Fuuko's effort of wanting to love everyone that makes you able to. She is the key to this series and is truly an incredible protagonist.
I agree. She holds everything together. Her love is the thread of the entire piece.
Mm.
Okay, where did you put them on the thing?
I put them number 1.
God dang, boy.
Dude,
you
if Fuuko
really...
I think they were perfect. Look, if Fuuko wasn't like Fuuko and Andy weren't separated in their own special zone, of course they wouldn't be number 1. But like, that's why Fuuko's too powerful. She can't be down here with the common folk.
No, God, no. No, she is truly a Luffy.
Here's something great that you're gonna love about Hunter x Hunter. There is no point that the main character is gonna get his own special zone. He is never too good to be pitted against other people, and I love it.
I'm glad because it makes it absolutely difficult to ever make a judgment.
Yeah, we just need Fuuko to be separate, or she'd just be winning. All right, your turn.
It's a hard call. You know why? People in this one don't have a lot of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, it moves quickly.
We're mostly Rip, Leela.
We did just eat up 3 of the characters to get the most screen time. Yes.
But I'm going to say that my number 2 character... No. God, yeah. No, you've really eaten some characters.
But don't they deserve to be together?
I'm not saying they don't, and they really did.
If anyone's going to push the envelope and break the rules about not having 3 characters share a slot, it's these 3.
All right, well, I'm going to go to Unmove. I think that he deserves number 2.
I think that's so fair. I was thinking number 2 or number 3 for him. I'm going to do a weird one. We're going to do number 4. You ready for the number 4 pick?
That's not weird at all. I don't know if you've met me. That makes sense.
I think for me, for enjoyment, I get out of a character
No,
Let me just double
sick.
check. Let me just double check and think about the arcs. Think about what we cover in this zone here. Yeah, number 4. Unmove's best friend. I know he doesn't do that much.
Oh my God.
But he added so much to this for some reason. And I talked to you on the phone about this. The reason he adds so much is because originally we get this very quick flashback with Chikara where we just see that he was sad when he couldn't talk to his friend anymore, that his friend was like, why are you making weird noises? But like seeing them have a real friendship and the real care they have for each other adds so much context to the pain that Chikara went through on the previous loop. And I think this is really meaningful to his character. He added a lot to me. I think he's worth a number 4.
You know what? Yeah, I agree. He's also way hotter than his friend.
Yeah. He kind of looks like if Sean was hot.
Okay. Yeah, okay. You're freaking nature. What's the name of the dude with the long ponytail again? Who does the jump back? Shen. Shen is my honorable mention.
Shen is an honorable mention. Yeah, he didn't do that much, but he was very fun when he was in this.
He was funny when he came in. You know, you're not the one, but you don't always need to be the one.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pick. Oh God, you gotta be kidding me. My number 5.
Okay.
Is Unchange.
Gina was here. She was helping. She was important.
I'm just saying, as far as like people that were interesting in this one, she was super funny when she was here.
She was the most important supporting character in the school arc.
That's what I'm saying. And then when what's his face came down, she was like, oh my God. You know what? No, I'm gonna take that away.
What?
I don't want to do that one.
What?
I need to do number 3.
Well, I just felt like I thought I was about to compliment you on being so clever, because if you kept that way, you basically took away my choice, because number 3 becomes incredibly obvious and I only have one choice.
Oh, who do you think number 3 should be then?
Unburn.
Okay. But number 5 should be something else.
Oh, so you're replacing Gina. Gina's being kicked out. Okay. Is Gina the new Tommy?
Gina's getting kicked off the chart is what I'm saying.
Because I felt like you'd only left me one choice for number 3, and it would have to be Engine at this point.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
But Gina is now not on the chart, is what I'm saying.
Bye, Gina. Whoop.
Bye, Gina. Never change.
This is my favorite Undead Unluck artwork I've done so far.
Come now. That was such a good shot. You got to be a part of that.
Do I?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was so funny.
Okay.
Don't change, Gina. Don't change. Okay, here we go. Instead of Gina being number 5, it needs to be Apocalypse.
Ooh, explain thyself.
Well, take a little look at all the different things that Apocalypse does, leading us into the ideas of the 100 unchanging rules, the 10 top, having that conversation later on with Move, the change in who Apocalypse is, which we didn't know that Apocalypse could change, which is kind of a game changer. And so honestly, it can't be anything but Apocalypse. Number 5, Apocalypse.
All right. Number 3 is Unburned, because it has to be. Anything else is a lie at this point.
No, obviously, but I feel good with that. I feel really good about it.
I think we made a good top 5.
Yeah, no, I would high five us right in the face.
I know you wanted to try to be able to do these in 2 hours, but let's say, you know what we did? We did this in about 2 hours and 40 minutes.
That's not bad.
That's faster than normal.
Yeah, we really got it down to about 3 hours.
Hey, we shortened it by 20 minutes from last week. That's impressive.
5 us right in the face.
Ignore that we reviewed 2/3 as many chapters.
Oh, yeah. Okay, what are we reading to next time?
What are we reading to next time, team? We want to read 188
Come
live?
on, squish it up.
That's up to you because you want to have time. You're the one that wanted shorter streams. Do you want to read 188 live, or will we save a live read for next time?
I can read 188 live.
Okay, let's bring it up. Let's get to it. We're only going to 205 next? That's short as hell.
Somebody said 206.
Was it 206? Okay. That's a short section.
It was still Roxanne.
What must be happening here?
You know what I'm going to do at 206?
All right, you get the first chapter this time.
I'm going to read to 207. Okay, here we go.
You ready? Reading
wait.
188. Oh, no.
Alrighty then. Here we go.
Oh, my neck.
Am I first? Yeah.
Are you first?
Oh, we're back in time?
Yeah, we are.
That's Billy. And that's
not
Juice.
Billy, that's Victor.
Or Victor. Apocalypse? What? Stop flipping my pages. Can I ask you a question? What's that? Fine, as long as it's system related. If I were to fail a loop and be reborn into the next world, would my name or looks change? No matter how many loops we experience, Gina, Nico, and Void remain the same. But Victor and I are from a world without sex or gender, right? Okay, why are they different? What the shit? We don't have parents.
They are from the Garden of Eden.
Oh my God, they're the Garden of Eden.
Parents, I'm so right. I'm so true for this. Remember when I said that? Oh man, I'm so good at things.
You are the champion, my friend. But you know what then? You know what's really creepy about that? I kind of feel bad that Undead and my fuuko have such a relationship because like they were the first together. Ugh, so upsetting. But the next world will be with those rules in place. What will happen to me? Will I not even be born?
You'll be given the right to dwell in the child of a couple who are not destined to have children. Of course, and your soul would be residing in a vessel that contains its parents' genetic information. Your looks would change accordingly, and your name would be whatever said parents have given you. To sum it up, you'd be a different person with a different name and appearance, more or less. I see. Is a problem. What is it? I mean, Victor, if we were to find out that I lost my memories, he wouldn't let me partake in this battle anymore. Even if someone else were to loop instead, Victor wouldn't allow them to add me to the Union. Ha! Your luck ran out when Undead became smitten with you. You better loop as carefully as you can if you want to keep fighting. Right. I can loop 100 times. I'm sure I'll find them. One day. Dream. How stupid. Talking? Well, that's it, huh? Can hardly believe it. Yes, the one and only clue leading to Miss Juice. It's evaded me all this time until now. Andy has provided us with crucial information. A location only Undead can reach because he can fully utilize his soul, huh? London, United Kingdom. Please run a check on people leaving the UK. Got it. That'll keep us from missing each other. That aside, things have gotten so huge, haven't they? Your turn.
The round table included Unchanged, Gina, 2. Undraw, Yase, 4. Unburn, Engine. Why is Engine 13?
Because he was just added.
Yeah, but 13? We're not going in order here, which is creepy.
Well, no, they are going in order. It's a double page. You're reading on your phone again instead of your computer, aren't you?
Yes.
It goes...
There we go. There they are. I found them.
Reading on your phone. Reading on your phone.
Unchange. 2. Unavoidable. 3. Unfair. 4. Undecrease. Creed. 5. Undraw. Yasu.
Usai.
6. Usai. Untruth. Shen. Okay. Unfeel. Phil. Oh, I forgot about Phil. He's got a creepy
robot
face.
kid. Yeah, I forgot about our creepy robot kid.
I just saw him just now and I felt a little uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, Yusai is 9. That is true. 1X is 9.
Size 9, yeah.
Oh, it's going down like a snake draft. Like it's a game of snakes and ladders, serpenting
Yeah,
down.
I just saw that, but it is what it is. Unseen is Sean. Unrepair is Rip. Unmove. Unburn. I'm glad we find it. And yet, Nico is yet to manifest.
One day he'll get his horrible curse.
Unsleep, untrust, Latla, unbreakable. We had one other person who was undone too, didn't we? Nope, just that one. Nope. 1.
Proceed, Apocalypse. Quests open. Capture of Uma Burn. Participant count 3. Reward location of artifact Silent Voice. Capture of Uma Summer. Capture of Summer. Important. Oh, who was fucking right about a name? Uma Summer. Participant count 4. Reward location of artifact Harlequin. Neutralization of Uma Beast. Exactly what I said it would be. Participant count 3. Reward addition of 2 round table seats. Hey, it is language.
Uma language.
Right. Wait, but you read this already, didn't?
No, I didn't. I was bugging.
Okay. Oh.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have participated in the Guess Who's Who.
Fair. Neutralization of Uma language. Participant count 3. Reward addition of 2 round table seats. Beast language. Hey, those are 2 from the 10 superior rules you predicted. Yes. 8 and 9. What?
Oh yeah, that is the Tower of Babel.
Yeah, that's something that made me think about language possibly earlier, was it looked like a Tower of Babel crown, especially because it looks like a Babylonian crown. That's a really good way.
I didn't notice that at all. It just looked like a language. If I was going to make a language in Uma, it'd look like that.
All right.
Okay, here I go. You idiot. Who in the hell would jump into a fight with 2 of them? Pass on that. Pass. You sure? If you pass, I will add the penalty Uma Revolution. Revolution? Revolution? The Earth would no longer just rotate, but also revolve around the sun.
Oh, is it currently not doing that? That's crazy.
I guess so. It would... What? A few months after beginning the revolution, the Earth would then collide with the sun. That's not how we do it, forcing us into a final battle against God. What? Even though Undead hasn't come back yet? I assume you're aware, since you experienced the previous loop, a pass means game over. That being said, you stand no chance, even if you do accept the quest. Your luck ran out the moment that fool Undead released these 2 rules. None of you has what it takes to beat them right now. You either accept and die or run and die. It's time to decide, Unluck.
I accept. I'm sorry, Apocalypse. I'm sorry? About what? I've been at a loss this entire time over what I should do. But what? I'm going to go pick her up. The first seat of the previous loop. Unjustice. Miss Juice. You an idiot? What worth does she have now? She doesn't even have unjustice. She's just an ordinary brat. I add that good-for-nothing to your team. I learned something while fighting sick. The 10 superior rules quests are total annihilation grade threats. And yet...
Miss Juice and the others were able to hold out for 100 loops. Because Unjustice is a special offensive ability that can stand up to the 10 superior rules. So, I'm right. You appear to be anxious. Is it because this strategy is on the mark? Or could it be that, deep down, you don't really want Miss Juice to fight?
Don't you dare mock me. I'm a messenger of God, the artifact Apocalypse. If you're referring to that prattle she spouted before the loop, then you're barking up the wrong tree. Said that nonsense on her own, right? I was convinced that you felt the same way as Mr. Victor. Mr. Victor wanted Miss Juice to laugh and smile. That's why he wanted to give her to give up a battle and live the normal life. But that's not what Miss Juice wishes. How can you say that for sure? I know. After all, I fell in love with the same undying person. Right. I can loop 100 times. I'm sure I'll find them.
That one true friend who can understand these feelings of love. You mean your relationship? Fat chance. There's only one undead, and only the first seat can loop. Are you okay with Vic cheating on you? No, I don't want that. Then, like I said, fat chance. Don't worry, there's a way. No, there ain't. There is. There ain't, I tell you. Fool. United Kingdom. As we discussed at the round table, Miss Juice's ability...
Wait. You forgot something important. Anytime a title card says United Kingdom, you have to go bum, 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 bum. All right, now we can keep going.
And then United Kingdom.
Yeah.
As we discussed at the round table, Miss Juice is absolutely vital to clearing the next quests. We'll search up until the very last moment of the quest period if we have to. We've got to find Miss Juice, then hit them with injustice. Let's kick the 10 superior rules butts. This jaunty, justy person sounds pretty strong from what you've told us, Fuuko, but do we have any leads? Her habits, talents, hell, even her name, her face might be different. I'm so glad you asked. As member number 112,425 of the Lady Juice fan club, I shall tell you everything about Miss Juice.
Mm-hmm. Miss Juice is a cool, beautiful woman with long hair who's never off her guard. Her smile is the kindest one you've ever seen. She's a habit of covering her mouth with a closed fist. She excels at swordplay and her skills are on par with Miss Yusai. I've heard she got her start in fencing. She's also extremely earnest. I'm starting to get worried. Did I mention she's exquisite posture? She's actually a crybaby at heart. So cute. Okay, so someone like this. Huh? Julia Eustacia. Not only is this your first tournament, it's also your first tournament win. It's also the first you've ever entered. I've heard that you've only been handling the saber for a week. Do you care to comment on that further? Just really clicked with me. And that allowed you to win a tournament? What terrifying talent. There she is. You call that cool? It's her. But her hair isn't long at all. No, it's definitely her. Okay, but it's her.
That is a cool name to give her. I'm so thrilled. Julia Eustacia.
That's great.
Okay. We did think that could be her before because it made more sense than the other one.
I felt like she was Scarf Lady. That was what I was saying.
Yeah. That's definitely her.
What? What makes you think that?
Clues.
Okay. I'll trust
you.
Did I tell you?
Did I tell you how cool I think this picture is?
No.
This picture is really cool.
J. Justitia is justice in Latin. Justitia. Oh my God, that's so silly.
Can you please make your signature a little bit bigger on this one?
Just a little bit?
Yeah.
Wait a second here.
Okay.
Is that okay? What do you think?
Oh, yeah. My God, you nailed it. This is exactly what I was thinking of. I just feel like you went inside of my brain.
We should sign off. We should say goodbye to people.
Okay. I think is the next movie.
I think we should try to do the next movie this next week. So maybe like
is the next movie Film Red?
It's Film Red, and I think we should try to do it like Tuesday night so that it's done before I leave.
Let's do the movie this week. I want to see Film Red.
Okay. How's Tuesday night work for you?
Okay.
Sounds good.
6 o'clock.
Okay. Everybody?
6
o'clock?
Is it 6?
Film Red time?
And we're reading to 206 in this.
206 is going to be crazy.
And we are reading to like 28 in Witch Hat Atelier if you want to join us on
section of chapter.
Thursday. If you want to join us on Thursday at 4:30 Pacific time, we're going to be talking about, and we all talk. We go to a stage and we just chit chat and chat.
I can raid Pokemon. She seems cool. I've heard that she's really good at chess and is a genius.
29. I lied to you. It's 29.
Oh no.
I'm a liar.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. I got over it.
Okay, everybody, we're rating Pokimane because she's a genius who's playing Mario Party.
Party! It's a party with Mario. Oh, it was so good to have all of you here today. Oh, did we get to read the thing by the Patreon?
Oh, did someone submit something?
Did someone submit something?
I didn't see anybody submit anything.
Oh, we're blank this week. Oh. We need to describe it. If you're a Patreon member, please send us stuff that you would like to read about this about this one, or about One Piece.
All right, I'm sending everybody over to Pokimane. I'm going to go eat food.
But I want to say thank you to all the Patreons for putting food on the table for editors and Drawk. Thank you for all of your incredible patronage. You guys rock it out. You rock it old school. You rock the house. Some might even call you wicked sick.
Okay. So until next time, and then you say...
Squish on.
No, remember,
squish on.
We do
our sorry. Do it again. We suck.
Until next time.
I'm unhinged.
Wait. And then I say, and I'm unfiltered, and then you do the squishies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Let's try it again.
Yeah. Until next time.
You're killing the squish. Oh, shit. You killed the squishies, and then I talked over you. Do it again. This is your last time. Do it amazing. Okay, ready?
Until next time.
Yeah, no. Stop. Dr. Jack is right. No, Dr. Jack is right. Choose a random Patreon.
Random patron to think? Oh, then I have to go to the poll.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Edit all of this out. Edit it all out. Go back. Edit that out too. Editor, take this. Get rid of that. Take this.
Out now?
Editor, delete the whole video. Start from the beginning. Let's roll it back, everyone. Roll it back.
We're gonna do it over. So anyways, Undead Unluck is a series about...
Roll it all the way back. I wanted to go back to the beginning. I want to start from the first chapter. Okay, did you do it? Where is it?
Jordan Rudnick for supporting.
Ooh, I like that name. Jordan Rudnick.
Jordan Rudnick.
Okay.
All right.
Now we've done it. Okay.
Until next time.
Go. I'm unhinged.
I'm unfiltered.
Squish on, squishies.
It's been lovely talking to you. Okay, I didn't actually have faith we'd do the sign off right, so I didn't start the raid yet.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Literally, we gave nobody confidence that we would start anything.
You're gone now.